Hi everyone. Tonight we play Pendragon and the Sword of Victory. It's the 5th century, and at the beginning of the century, the island of England was plagued with raiders from Ireland, Saxon invaders, and Pictish raiders from the north. They sent out a call to Rome, pleading for aid. And Rome responded to look inward for support. That is the last time that any Briton called Rome their place. From thence on, they were the people of Britain. And this is their story. It is the reign of King Uther, in the year 485, his 5th year of reign, after the death of his brother. The Saxons continue to prove problematic, raiding not only in the lands of Logres proper, such as Kent and South Saxon, but also in the northern part of the kingdom. The kingdom of Malahut continues to reinforce. In the past year, Logres suffered a great many loss of knights, and now they look to recover and turn this recent momentum against the Saxons, finally pushing them out of the island once and for all. But that's not quite where our story starts. Our story instead starts with the County of Salisbury. There's a brief scene and change as a strange fog fills the land. As the fog starts to dissipate, there's a hill seen in the distance. On the hill is a lone goat, dark fur, like almost black. Just sits there awkwardly and stares into the camera from a distance. If I could do a goat scream, I would. But Sir Florence, you awake. That was a dream. Strange goat. Makes no sense, really.
As Florence awakes from his bed, his golden hair perfectly splayed out behind him, as he almost lounges in a perfect position as he pulls himself upwards, wiping the sleep from his beautiful, beautiful eyes. As he just looks off into the distance with a beautiful yet concerned look, he wonders what exactly this dream was about. To see such an icon, and certainly, most likely not a good one. For he is aware who the Dark Goat, in the teaching of his faith, is. He wonders if this could mean the same thing. In either case, he arises, taking off his nightgown as he prepares to dress himself for the rest of the day. He wonders if he shall spend his time near the local lakes, or perhaps by the river, playing his lyre and singing his songs. Yes, truly the life of a holy and honorable knight.
It's about that time that you hear a knock at the door. Sir Florence?
Who is it?
You see one of the chambermaids come in, very kind of carefully. Are you decent, master?
Yes, I am. Please come in.
There is, I was asked to come get you to make sure that you remembered today.
Today?
Yes, your beckon to Sarah.
Oh, yes, today. Right. I shall be ready in a moment. Do notify the stable hand that I will need my horse.
As you wish. And then she heads out.
Seems today is the day. Well then, I shall have to make sure I put on my best face. She smiles and somehow grows a little handsomer. His teeth slightly shine. Okay, I'm done now, Bob.
Perfect.
I'm not gonna survive this campaign. I can already not Perin, but Liam is not gonna survive.
Florence, ender of campaigns.
Just so hot that the entropy increases to the point that everything breaks.
We'll cut over at that point to Perin. Perin, you ride on horse to Sarum. Sorry, I've got my notes backwards. This is Edrich. Apologies for that. Edrich, you ride to Sarum on horse. You're with your sire, who's still showing in the screen from our test earlier, Sir Merrick. The two of you ride together. You hear him call back to Edrich. You're ready then, boy. Everything's adjusted. You're prepared for today?
Yes, sire. I hope so. And Edric's mind, runs over everything, just like in an itemized list, making sure that everything is in order and he didn't just lie.
He says...
Yes, everything's fine.
He says, your spurs. That's the most often forgot. You have your spurs?
I do. I've been looking forward to this for quite some time. I just wanted to say thank you for getting me this far.
Just remember what I said. The strike hurts more than it appears to. It might be a ceremony, but this might be your last trial before the truth of what it means to be a knight.
I'm sure I can contain myself. Edrich, for his part, he's not Sir Florence level handsome, but he does look pretty nice. He's lean but strong, the duties of a squire, as well as the frankly odd genes of the de Winterbourne Stokes, giving him a pretty well-built physique. He's got dark eyes and black, lush, wonderful hair. And he's got despite the seriousness of the ceremony that's about to happen, he's got a pretty easygoing, playful smile on his face, even though his eyes are calculating. He's got high, sharp cheekbones and a slight musical voice. Those were the appearance notes that were given to me when I rolled the dice.
There you go.
But yeah, Edrich is 100% ready for this. It's what he's been training for since he was 12, basically.
He's been waiting for this.
Right. The scene changes to Perin. Perin, you stand in the court of Sarum as knights and squires begin to fold in. You stand beside your knight, your sire, Sir Sibno, one of the household knights of Sarum proper. This is where you've been staying since that event up in Humble Creek several years ago. Anyways, this is where you've been spending your time. Sir Sibno looks to you and he says, "Are you comfortable?" Perin. So you stand with Sir Sibno in Sarum proper.
Yeah. Sorry, I think I was dozing off a little bit there. What's happening?
Are you comfortable, boy? You seem nervous.
I'm fine, sire. Just thinking about the future, I suppose.
There'll be plenty of time for the future. For now, think about the way you're going to react to, well, the next hour.
The future. Was it like this for you? Did you feel like this?
Yes and no. There were different times. But the jitters were still there, if I'm truthful. The ceremony, less so.
Oh, I've faced harder challenges. I'm sure I can face this one with flying colors as well.
It's about that time the camera goes and goes out and kind of gives a wider pan as we see the banners of... Sorry, actually, before I do that, do you want to give a descriptor of Perin? I didn't really give you a moment to do that.
That's right.
Yeah.
Perin kind of looks like a hybrid between the two. He's handsome, but he's not quite as handsome. He's got this long, almost platinum blonde hair. And he's also got those real sharp cheekbones and a real nice jawline. He is, I believe, he's decently well built, but he's not exceptionally large. Physically, he is pretty unassuming, but he's got a pretty wide, bright smile that, matched with his hair, kind of lightens up any room. So.
Perfect. All right, so the camera goes out and gives a better view of the Sarum Court. It's kind of the courtyard, actually. And you see several knights in their banners coming in. You see the banner of Newton Manor, Sir Merrick, with his squire, Edrich. And you see the banner of Idmiston entering, with Sir Florence and his half-brother, Cadfael.
Hey, I know both of those people. No, I know one of those people.
Despite Cadfael being 20 years of age, he is one of the many that was chosen to be knighted, be ready for knighting at 20. So that is why Florence is here, to guide him in. He was kind of displaced without a proper knight for the last 3 months, just between, he was in a precarious situation after Edward, his half-brother's death. So.
And Florence, I believe, is currently the head of Newton Manor? No, not Newton Manor. The other one. The big one. Idmiston, yes. We took 1 week off and I'm forgetting everybody's home way.
Florence...
I'd be fine with Florence in charge of Newton Manor. I'm just going to say that. But sorry, continue.
Absolutely. So Florence has been able to presume control of the house because he's been knighted. So he's of age. For Perin and Edrich, they're waiting on the ceremony to do the same, effectively.
Gotcha.
So it's a big moment. Even more than a standard knight, this is your moment where you become the head of a lot of responsibility as well. So, which is your individual households of yeah. So
well, Perin knows that the three of those households are pretty close through marriage and recent events through our cousins. So Perin will kind of politely make their way over. Florence, it's good to see you again. It's been some time.
Ah, Perin, it's good to see you again.
Of course.
How have you been?
Well, I've been well. My new sire's been treating me well, and it's been...
I see.
It's been good. It's been a fine time for our household recently.
Well, it's certainly good to hear.
I'm sorry to hear about the loss of your brother. I heard a lot of stories about Edward from Sir Dallin.
Yes, Edward was a great knight, and he served honorably. I'm just glad to have him resting where he should.
I'm glad I got an opportunity to fight alongside him, at least once.
Yes. Well, I'm afraid I did not know my half-brother that well. All I have to go off him is truly stories I have heard from others.
Well, they're good stories at the very least. That counts for a lot.
Yes. Well, you shall have to tell me yours someday.
I'd like that. I've had some adventuring the last couple of years since we last met, so still.
Fantastic. And we shall have to have a drink at some point.
I would like that. I'll make sure that it's arranged.
You hear at this point the trumpets sound, and you see the entry of two very important figures, Count Roderick and his wife, Lady Elaine. The two of them begin to walk out into the courtyard, where the squires are now organized into a grouping proper. The knights kind of standing beside them, but there's a purposeful parting of ways, so as to give the squires their first official autonomy. And so this is happening right now. You know that this means the ceremonies are basically about to begin, and there's about 20 squires being knighted today.
Now I will say that Sir Merrick is like elsewhere, and there is nothing left to do but wait for things to happen. This is where Edrich starts feeling a little jittery, now that there's nothing left to do except wait for the thing to happen, and there's nowhere to turn. Ah, boy.
Hey, Bob, can I make an awareness roll to see if any of the other knights are jittery? Or squires are jittery?
Yes.
Hell yeah. That's a 19 out of 10 failure. Great way to start out the campaign, honestly.
Remember, I tend to treat failures in this game as not that significant. It just means that you're probably
Simply
more
unsuccessful.
probably what this means is everyone's trying to keep as stone of face as you are, and you can interpret that whatever way you'd like. So.
Oh, exciting. This is exciting.
Catfile speaks up at that point and just says, haven't seen the three of you or the two of you in some time. This is like Perin and Edrich.
Yes, last time was, well, it involved that that debacle in Humble Creek. It's good to see you.
Yes.
All of you.
Humble Creek, right?
Yes. Fortunate indeed that was cleared up. Oh, and is Sir Florence nearby, or is he separate with the rest of the knights?
He's separated with the rest of the knights for the moment.
Gotcha.
That's going to change shortly.
Indeed. I will express my congratulations later. But yes, Edrich looks to the two acquaintances, really, and says, well, this is it. Culmination of many years. I kind of wanted to get over and done with, but I know there's ceremony to it.
One of the guys leans in and says, Perin? Are you Perin?
That's not directed to me, is it?
It is, yeah. So
it is, okay.
Someone's leaning in, like from behind you, and saying, one of the squires.
I am he.
We haven't been acquainted. I heard your name. My father, before his death last year, he used to speak a lot about Durnford, though not always so positively. Well, with the whole fiasco in the forest and all. My name is Kenrick. I'm Kenrick of Laverstock.
Laverstock. Laverstock. That sounds familiar. Hey, Mr. Bob, do I need to roll something to remember where this man is from or who his father is?
Yeah, I think that's probably going to be like a recognize for recalling any meaningful information.
That's a fumble.
You know what's great? You know what you're gonna do? So there's a place called Laverstock and there's a place called Baverstock, and you totally
Amazing.
yeah.
Yes.
So you call out. You're like, oh, I met his uncle once. He
Sir Joffrey from Baverstock, right? That's
Baverstock's another manor. Anyways, I hope that whatever trouble occurred there with the raiding and all, that Dallin, was it, that their name was used in improper ways by bandits, I hear. I hope that was dealt with.
Oh, I believe in it. Sir Dallin has proved to be quite competent and trusted friend of Sir Maddock, Prince Maddock. He believed that if there was any kind of issue, it's been long since cleared up.
And in Roll20, you can see this is the guy, by the way. He looks a bit older for his part. And he's
grin.
Yeah, and
he's frightening.
Yeah. He's known for generosity.
Brilliant.
Yeah, I can tell.
It's a generous smile he's got there.
It's a spare.
Perin will kind of smile back and he said, "Are you to be knighted today as well?"
Of course, yes. I've been looking forward to it. It'll be a good day when we can all take over our places in our father's steads.
I'm deeply excited for all the friends to make today. I have to admit, while I've enjoyed traveling as a squire, it's kind of exciting to be amongst my peers.
I just realized I butchered this. My apologies. So this guy who's been talking to you the whole time is this guy here.
Albin.
Yeah. That's what I was going
there
for.
We go.
There we go.
Yeah.
There's Laverstock.
Yeah.
Oh, he looks far less terrifying.
Yeah. And he is known for being modest. So
lovely.
Yeah. I had the two a little backwards. Kenrick is also here. I'm gonna give all three of you a recognize roll real quick, because he's standing beside Albin.
I'm not great at that.
I did it. I fucking did it.
Oh, big
Thomas.
time fumble.
That's a fumble for
that was
Thomas.
a good roll.
So I think this means that Edrich probably thinks he's someone else. Is it, you mistake him for Gareth of Newton. Sorry, not Gareth of Newton Manor. You mistake him for Sir Gareth of Winterbourne Gunnet. But it's not.
Indeed.
He says, no, that Gareth is up there. He points, and you see the banner of Winterbourne Gunnet. Yeah.
Boy, what an embarrassing day
heartfelt
for everybody.
apologies. Yeah, you'd think I'd be more inclined to recognize them, considering how often we're confused for them. Anyway, a pleasure.
This guy, though, for those that passed the recognize roll, is the son of Sir Brinley, who passed in the forest last year.
Yes, he's just as smiley.
Perin kind of laughs to himself a little bit, and he goes, on the road as a squire was well and good, but I have to admit, I'm kind of looking forward to our final test. Huh?
Indeed.
Have you got any idea what it might be?
No, but it looks like they're lining us up to be knighted already. I thought we were here to be tested. I'm confused.
In that case, our final test is most likely getting slapped.
I beg your pardon?
The last strike we'll receive that goes unanswered.
I see. And he looks kind of at Florence like, do you have any idea what he's talking about?
Florence turns back with a smile, as if to say nothing, but look very pretty.
I see. Well, that's exciting. I'll start to brace myself then, I suppose.
So
Would it be proper to turn my head with the strike? He like mumbles out loud.
Do you say that out loud?
Yeah.
Cadfile leans in and says, from what I gather, if Roderick's doing the striking, you may not have a choice.
I see. Well, won't that be fun? There's a smile on his face, but like, Edrich isn't... his least favorite part of being a squire / going to be a knight is getting hit. So this is just going to be a continuation of that.
So I'm picturing for this next part, it's like a montage of the knights in their arrangement going up and receiving this honor. So, like starting with like Edrich, come forth and kneel before the throne. Be it known that all men, that I, Count Roderick, is minded to raise Edrich by virtue of his honor, loyalty, valor, and skill at arms, and high rank of knighthood. Edrich, do you swear to acknowledge Count Roderick to be your true and lawful liege?
I do so swear.
And then it's kind of the next guy, and it says, do you also swear fealty to Uther Pendragon to defend and obey him until he depart the throne, or death shall take you? And this is where Cadfile says, I do so swear. And then it says, let this be the last blow you receive without just recourse. And it shows Perin getting struck. And then it says, the herald says, Perin, repeat after me. I, Perin, do solemnly swear to pledge my sword to Count Roderick.
Do solemnly swear to pledge my sword to Count Roderick.
My liege.
My liege.
To defend and obey him until he departs his demesnes, or death shall take me. I'll repeat that part. To defend and obey him.
To defend and obey him.
Until he depart his demences.
Until he depart his demences, or death take me.
Indeed. And to uphold the honor of knighthood.
And to uphold the honor of knighthood.
And then Roderick says, and I, for my part, do swear to defend and honor Sir Perin as befits a true knight.
Perin flashes him such a smile. He's very excited.
And then it cuts to the next guy, and it says, I dub thee, Sir Kenrick. Receive now your spurs, your right of suitable arms, and take this, my sword, to your side to serve and defend me well. Arise, Sir Knight. And then it's kind of like a montage of all of you arising, and the last of you probably being like Perin in the mix. All right. So at this point, mingling starts to occur. It's a bit more of a ceremony. This is early spring, by the way, so it's like still got that brisk coldness. Like you can see the breath of your, as you deliver your speech, there's breath, that cold breath coming out of your mouth. There is minor celebrations, but we'll pan in for a second as the knights meet up with their squires once more for this last bit. We'll go to like Edrich and your sire. Is there anything you want to say to Sir Merrick in parting words? It's kind of the last time you'll ever serve him.
Yeah. And with that in mind, the first thing Edrich says is just smile and says, he really went all in on that backhand. And the second thing is, I meant what I said on the ride here. Thank you for everything. I'll try and uphold all of the values you've instilled in me and pass them on to, whatever squires I have.
I'll be watching from a distance. Make me proud.
I will.
So then we cut over to Florence and Cadfile for a moment. Even though they're not in a squire and relationship, there's that brotherly aspect. Cadfile says, I know we didn't really have all that much time together, well, since our childhood. But I want you to know that I took my training very seriously, and even though I'm leaving the house, under the prince, I will serve you. I will make you proud.
You do honor to my family, as both my father's son and my brother. I wish you all the best, Cadfile.
He nods to you. And last,
But also, remember your teachings, the importance of faith. The one thing the house has instilled in you, let it be that.
Right. Of course, Edward really taught me well there. Excuse me. And then finally we have Liam here. We have Perin and Perin's sire, Sir Sibno. Sibno looks to Perin and says, "Congratulations, boy."
Oh, boy. He's got quite an arm, doesn't he? I can tell he's a war hero.
Yes. Roderick comes from an old class of knights. One that is, well, truly battlefield tested. Though, I suspect if Uther has any say of it, you will be made battle tested soon enough.
Ha, darling, that's wonderful. Though, you might forget, I've already seen battle.
True.
On that note, I know our time together wasn't as long as perhaps it could have been, but thank you. I'm grateful for what you've had to teach me, and I look forward to seeing you again as a brother in arms rather than a student.
Of course. I will be in the King's Court. Or, sorry, backstep that. I will be in the Count's Court. As long as you should need me.
Excellent. Then I hereby dub you, with all the power that I have, as a friend.
He'll extend his hand. Like that
Handshake
whole forearm
the
grasping.
full forearm. Clasp. Perin does so as well.
Yeah. Okay. You see him and a few of the others kind of in a ceremonial way that many of the knights gather and they stand in front of you and they all deliver a deep bow to you all, just sort of accepting you as peers. Why don't you, any of you want, you can do like a recognize roll to see if you recognize any of the figures. For each success or a critical, I'll give you extra on some of the folks that are here.
Sure. How many are we rolling?
I'm going to...
Just one recognize roll each.
Yeah. I'm going to do my best.
Oof.
Oh,
yeah,
critical.
You
critical
weren't
recognize.
you weren't wrong.
That's incredible. I've got the highest stats out of all of you on everything we've rolled so far, and I've gotten like 5 out of 4 failures.
I've already fumbled once, so on this very roll, no less.
You know, this is that point where Edrich's like, he's playing there in mind. He's like, do you see this, and this person who we know? Like, it's one of those moments. So with certain changes last year, lots of death. So what you know is part of the reason why 20 squires are being knighted. Half these kids here aren't 21; they're 20, right? They're doing everything they can to raise people, raise the numbers because they need enough knights should Uther call for a muster this year. And there's lots of rumor that, of course, he's going to follow up the momentum of last year with this year.
obviously.
With some of the vacuum in power that's happened, there's still a few familiar faces. I'm gonna get to them because Big's gonna come talk to you next. For many of you, this is someone that you've actually had a direct interaction with, especially in preparation for this ceremony. You would have known him. There's Surrey Lad, who's the other kind of aging veteran knight that's very high glory here. But the three that probably catches Edric's attention right now that's standing with Sibno are Sir Lycus, Sir Bar, and Sir Leo. And these three are kind of the three rising stars of Roderick's retinue. All of them are household knights for Roderick. None of them are vassal knights. And they're kind of in that same glory that like your characters from the previous game were reaching. They're right around there. They're probably just underneath where you guys are or were at the end of that. So
They're the
Rules.
Yeah, they're the reverse favored sons, the unfavored sons.
The unfavored sons. Yeah.
Unfavored daughters.
Yeah.
Oh man. Also, Sir Leo looks like Bruce Campbell, and I think that's very funny.
Yeah, I did that on purpose.
Yes, like a young Bruce Campbell.
I like them.
But yeah, with that in mind, Edrich just like because he recognizes the first two very easy, and his eyes track over those three, just like mentally making notes. And he looks at Sir Bar, the strong and obedient knight of Sam, and he goes, "See it better," just in his mind.
All right. With that, you're approached by a Mig, and I think Florence, you're with a Mig at this point. So you're in on the next point of, you know what's coming next. So, a Mig approaches Perin, Edrich, Cadfile. Well, you made it. How does it feel to be a knight?
At the moment, slightly painful.
Indeed. And you, Perin, how does it feel?
Edrich like taps Perin just like lightly on the arm. Perin.
Oh, sorry. Repeat. My bad.
He gestures at Sir Mig.
Oh. Hello.
In your own world again, boy, I see.
I'm just thinking about all the responsibilities I have now, I suppose. It's exciting. I wonder what adventures we'll get off to. What troubles I'll face.
Well, I can tell you immediately what your next need is. We're gathering some young knights, specifically those without any experience, because now would be a good time for you to learn it. We need you to ride in advance of the Count. He'll be making his way to the King's Court in the county of Lambor. I need... And he looks to Perin, or not to Perin, he looks to Florence and says, I've already let Sir Florence know, though he's been knighted, he has not yet had a time to test it. It just happened in December after all. So now, I would like you and the others, he motions to Cadfile, Kenrick, and Alvin. He says, I'd like I'm just making sure I got a count right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. 6. Yeah. I'd like the 6th of you to go right ahead with a letter from the Count, letting the Duke know that there will be an entourage from the Count arriving, though we are waylaid due to ceremony.
It would be our honor. Is there anything in particular we'll need to know? It's quite close to the north where we need to worry about Saxons.
Well, it's true there have been troubles with the Saxons in Malahut. you should be riding safely along the border of the western side of Logos. So there should be no true trouble for you.
Just a milk run, then.
Really, it is a matter of notifying the Count, or notifying the Duke that the Count is coming, and not leaving him to wait. You can all test intrigue real quick.
Oh, yes.
This is the bright and shining moment for the characters.
That's a success.
Watch me as I fumble. Oh, I failed.
Well,
I'm so proud of you, Thomas.
you called it. Yeah.
Oh, and Florence got it. That's fun. That's real fun.
Florence and Perin, I think you pick up on this right away. You're like, is there a political reason? This seems like heavy-handed, I guess, that they would send. Is this truly just a test, or are you on an important? Is there a political reason they're sending out an advance party to notify that they're coming?
Right. This is somewhat unusual, and they're giving off slightly undertone vibes.
Yeah.
Interesting. And Perin,
Edrich, for his part, doesn't notice undertone vibes. He's just like, this is normal.
yeah, Perin kind of smiles and goes, "Well, I suppose it seems like a fine first ride. I expect the 5 of us are supposed to go together, is that right?"
6. Amig says, tapping Florence on the shoulder.
Lovely. I'm excited to ride with you, Sir Florence.
As am I to ride with you.
All right. So, anything that anyone wants to do with the rest of the scene here? If not, I'm gonna kind of skip us a little bit forward.
Yeah, Perin's feeling a little suspicious. He might try to pick up some talk from around the rest of the room that isn't the people that gave us this mission, and see if anybody else knows about this. You know,
Okay.
if that's a thing.
Yeah. Who do you think Perin would go to for this?
I don't think Perin has a lot of people that he knows.
Not yet.
So
Nope.
I think he might just kind of cruise around, make small talk for whatever time he can before he has to take off.
Okay. Go ahead and give me another intrigue test on that, or rumor gossip stuff.
That is a 6 out of 15 success.
Okay. Let me just go and give you what you might pull from this.
Hell yeah. Is it a sword from some stone?
Right? You hear mention of Merlin being absent.
Shocking.
Yeah. Sounds like he's been exhausted since the battle last year, and that he's went to sleep and has not shown his face since.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I have no strong feelings about that.
Okay. What is Perin's interest in spiritual? What's his spiritual? Is it
Oh,
10?
that's an excellent question. I'm gonna have to check every time. It is 10. Yes, they are ambivalent.
Okay. Perfect. You do kind of overhear them gossiping, and there's mention that that's a requirement, that mages must sleep when they use their powers to such a great extent. So it sounds like whatever happened in the battle in the north, there was use of magic. Something Perin wouldn't necessarily be privy to.
Interesting.
But continuing on, you see Lady Violet, we'll say, because she is familiar with Perin.
I know her, yeah. Lady Violet, I'm happy to see that you were able to make it.
Of course, I wouldn't miss this for the world. Salisbury means a lot to me.
Of course. I've heard that you were betrothed?
I am, yes.
Congratulations.
Much thanks. You, of course, will be invited to the wedding.
Oh, I very much appreciate that, Lady Violet. I feel I haven't earned the honor, but I intend to, at the very least.
You're a vassal knight of Roderick. You've more than certainly earned the honor.
Being worthy of the honor and earning the honor, I think, two slightly different things. I'd be delighted to attend. I promise I'll be good company.
Of course. I've heard that they're sending you forward before we travel north.
I have to admit, it seems strange for them to do so.
Perhaps. I'm not sure if you heard news, but last time the Count traveled north, he was ambushed. He fears that, though it looked to be a simple raiding party, that it might actually be coming from a rival. He plans to send forward, consider yourselves honorable outriders. Should there be an ambush ahead, know that any violence you draw is intended for your count.
Of course. Well, we're happy to be of service, but is it not strange that that wasn't expressed to us?
Strange? That's difficult to say. She kind of pauses and debates back and forth on what she's to say. It is not uncommon for them to test young knights and their caliber. Did they send you with some sort of notice? A written word?
I don't believe so. Did they?
They did.
They did.
They
They
did.
did. Yes. They told us for certain that we were riding forward, but only to bring word to the Duke. They didn't mention anything about... Well, I'm sure it's nothing. Either way, we'll be prepared, and we'll face what comes with honor and grace, I'm certain. Some of us more grace than honor, I imagine.
Well, if I had to guess, this might be two birds with one stone. There's a lot of sensitivity to the Duke of Cornwall and his continued absence at the King's formal court. This might be your count ensuring that no such guest comes his way. After all, we are positioned very close to Cornwall.
Aye, that could be an issue. Thank you very much, Lady Violet, and do avoid being a stranger, yes?
Of course.
Wonderful.
Right. And so with that, we're going to start you guys out on your riding north. I think, is there anything in particular, any sort of scene or ideas that you guys want to go through? I just want to make sure I continue to workshop with you guys on things like that, rather than putting you on the railroad track.
I'm gravy.
Yeah.
Actually good. If I were better at hunting, I'd suggest maybe something where we go hunting and find something. But as it is, I think we're all pretty bad at that.
That's fair. That's fair. All right. So just a reminder, it's Cadfile, Kenrick, and Albin that are coming with you. So the Laversock son, Sir Brinley's son, and Cadfile, who you all know pretty well from the last game.
Yeah.
More or less.
Yeah. Well, sorry, out of character, you know. In character, your characters know a heck of a lot less about these guys. So it's the six of you traveling. As you ride, your ride is almost without any challenge whatsoever. It's quite peaceful as you move through Salisbury, all the hundreds of Salisbury up north, and then Gentian. But as you pass into Vidichan, we're going to cut in a scene as you start to move into a forested area proper, as the path starts to move towards the forest. Well, Sir Kenrick says, "So far, so good."
Is that roll? There you go.
I do not see it yet.
No, it's just Kenrick appearing.
Oh, it was just Kenrick.
Yeah.
Oh, what a guy. His face looking at me again.
He says, "So far, so good."
Yeah. I admit I did expect to be, well, thrown into battle immediately. This is making me more suspicious than anything else, but it's quite welcome.
I've had less pleasant rides, though I would be mindful of hazing strategies.
Come now. I dare to say I think God is on our side in this case. I mean, just look at the weather. His hair blows in the breeze.
Alban just kind of rides silently.
As like the wind blows one way and Florence's blows another. It just says, "Good God." Like half admiringly, half confused.
Perin kind of leans over to Alban and goes, "What do you think, Alban? You're being awfully quiet. You think there's some kind of test or trap set up for us? Going to test our mettle as knights?"
No, I think if we encounter anything out here, it will be purely coincidental or intended for the Count.
Ah, so dire. What a shame. I'm sure we'll be able to handle what comes at us. I mean, 5, 6 young knights and a trap intended for the Count. I'm sure we'll do just fine.
Kenrick,
Counts normally. Sorry, you
go ahead. Yours is more direct to what's saying.
The Count normally travels with a retinue much larger than 6 young knights. But, yes, either we'll be up to the challenge or we won't be. I'm angling for the former rather than the latter.
All right. Kenrick, as you start to approach the forest, you notice it seems to be like a nice, peaceful. It's not thick and dense through the first initial part of it. Sir Kenrick says, "Are many of you used to such travels? This is quite, well, daunting, to be honest, to ride at such a slow pace."
I often rode with my sire through, well, many forested areas, being where we were, but, not this far north at least.
Well, what do you propose we mix it up a little? Perhaps
Well.
a race?
Oh, delightful. I quite like
You may if you wish. I prefer to, let's say, keep my horse's energy just in case it's needed. And he, pats the horse on the head.
that. Oh, come on, Edrich. What's the harm in it? Just a little bit of a bout. You aren't
I would agree.
afraid that your riding skills won't measure up, are you?
Now, that is exactly what Edrich was afraid of, but instead... Instead, what he gives is a big smile, too big to be natural, very equivalent to Kenrick's. So he said, "Why, no, not at all. I just think it's not very prudent."
Oh,
So-
come now. If there's any time for us to enjoy ourselves, it's on the open road.
We're not on the open road, we're in a forest.
All the better.
What?
Finer
Very
test
well.
skills.
All right.
How's Sir Alban looking just in the face of this conversation?
Alban's remained silent through most of this, but as eyes start to turn to him, he shrugs and says, "Well, if others are riding forward fast, I almost certainly rather keep up than be left behind in this forest." He kind of looks around him. He says, "If I will side with the lot of you then. If you intend to race, then I have little choice." And
If majority rules, then.
Cadfile smiles and says, "A race sounds good. Yes."
And Edrich finally figures out that, oh no, I'm in a posse with a bunch of people who really want to prove themselves.
This is a big shift from Cadfile. Florence, you knew him to be quite the renowned coward, and he doesn't seem to be showing that sign here. So he's either really good at hiding it, or he's started to shake it as he's aged. All right, then. Kenrick says, then shall we begin?
Yes, we may as well.
Oh,
Indeed. And let the Lord shine down upon the winner.
Speaking of that, it just occurred to me, would it make it more exciting if there were stakes involved?
Sir Kenrick says,
Depends on what's
what did
waged.
you have in mind?
Well, I wouldn't want to bet any household funds on it, not so freshly after being knighted. But perhaps something charmingly humiliating, or at least marginally inconvenienced.
Yeah. What's the reaction? Let's cut over to Florence and Edrich first. What are your reactions to this, if any?
Lord Edrich wonders, charmingly humiliating. What's charmingly humiliating in your mind?
Oh, plenty of things. Suppose maybe a dip in the mud, or having to carry someone else's extra gear. Perhaps having to refer to the other as my lord instead of Sir, what's his name?
Or what if the knight that does come last in this race be known as Sir What's His Name as we race towards the king?
Oh, I quite like that.
In Florence's mind is, yes, that'll make it easier to remember names.
I quite like that. Yes, I think that fits quite nicely.
And I will say, a dip in the mud is most likely going to happen if someone is not that great at.
Well, all the more penalty then. So, for everyone who participates, the one to come in last will end up being known as Sir What's His Name for the rest of the journey.
I think Cadfile says, you can count me in.
That's one.
Now, would this be valorous or would it be prudent? Because I'm equally prudent and reckless, but I'm more valorous. Because what Edrich doesn't want to do is this. However, what Edrich wants to do even less is be known as the person who sucks at horse riding when he's only a middling horseman.
Do you consider it reckless? Does Edrich consider it reckless? If he does, then I would say it's a test prudent versus valorous.
Prudent versus valorous.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
The higher
Prudent
score
is a failure. Valorous is a success. So he measures it up and then goes, there's going to be plenty of tests later. And aloud he says, very well, I'm in.
I, of course, am all for it.
Delightful.
Kenrick just nods, like it's very clear he's interested, but Albin pauses, and when Edrich says he's in, and then Florence, he's like, very well, and I'm in.
Edrich gives him a very sympathetic look.
All right, then we'll say just over the end of that hill then, yes?
Yes.
Sounds agreeable.
Fitting distance.
All right, lads. Then on your mark, get set, go.
All right. So we're gonna dive right in. So we're gonna cut right in. Here, I'm gonna change everyone to the map. And I didn't pull a new. It's actually a brighter forest than this, but I used the one I had right now. So,
Recycle.
yeah. So
that's the worst part, Megan. He knows he's going to be embroiled in a plot point. He just can't turn away.
So what this basically is it's all of you are going to have a test on horsemanship. If you succeed, it's worth one move forward. If you critical, it's 2 moves forward. If you fail, you're staying exactly where you are. No, sorry, I figured this out. It's I knew I was doing something wrong. I was just looking at my notes here. So a failure is 1 step forward. A success is 2 steps forward. A critical is 4 steps forward. And fumble, we'll talk about what a fumble is when it happens. So there are stakes involved because you are falling. So fumbles will be unique based on what happens. So let's go ahead and dive in. We're gonna start with horsemanship rolls. So let me just pull up Albin, Kenrick, and Catfile.
I would like to ask.
Before I do that,
Can we roll our passions?
yes, I would like to invoke my honor.
Yep, 1 sec. You may, but the consequences do come in if you don't, right?
This is gonna be so
yeah.
fucking funny. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
You did this to us. You did this to us.
I did do this to us, and it's gonna be even funnier in a minute.
Okay.
Critical honor.
Jeez.
Oh,
I succeeded.
There you go. What's the critical give you for the honor level you're at, Thomas? Or the passion level you're at?
I think it's still only 5.
I think it's still only 5 because it's 15. Let me quickly check.
Yeah, it can.
Yeah, you're right. If it were 1 more.
Yeah. But
still.
Yeah, it's still really good.
And you do get to check it.
Yes, that's the bonus.
Oh,
You get to
yes.
check it. Yeah, that's the advantage. I'm like, there should be some advantage. That is the advantage. You get to check. And then is Perin, are you rolling anything for passion? You don't have to. Like,
Perin is not rolling anything for passion.
all right. And you could always change that later too, right? Like
I could.
Yeah.
I certainly could.
Yeah.
I got a plan though, so.
There we go. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and begin the race. Everyone, go ahead and roll your horsemanship, and I will roll all 3 of them at the same time.
Success.
It would have been a critical had I not gotten my passion. Shall we move ourselves, or will you move us?
I'll move you. So okay, so Sir Florence, and then just waiting on Perin's roll.
Perin is not going to roll. Because
No?
Perin's not racing.
So you're gonna let them all rip off together, and then you're
Correct.
okay. Okay.
Perin's gonna keep up a trot, but very obviously not participating in the race.
Okay, that's amusing. Ooh.
Oh, Kenrick.
So Kenrick jumps forward 3. But we'll
Ooh!
4, right?
Look
4,
at him grin
yeah,
as
4.
he does.
Yeah.
He's fucking bullet out there. Terrifying.
Florence, you succeeded, right? So you go up 1. And then Thomas, you 2, sorry. Thomas, you go up 2 as well.
Yep. I just want you to know, Florence, no, not Florence, Perin, in Edric's head now is, so that's your game, you bastard.
Are you
You
trying?
best me this one.
So here's the only challenge for Perin, and I'll throw this out in round 2 because it'll be more entertaining when I throw it out in round 2. Albin is succeeded. Anyone fail? No one failed. It's weird.
No, not at first.
Yeah.
There's a lot riding on this.
Yeah.
Pun intended.
Perin, I'm not going to make you test horsemanship yet, but we'll talk
Sure.
about why.
I'll have to test eventually to keep up with them, but like, yeah, I get you. Probably. Hopefully.
That or hunting. Those are going to be your options. So as we move to round 2 of this race, you notice that unless someone starts falling really behind, you're going to have a hard time realizing where they're going. They're following the trail, but it is a forest trail, so it's a little less.
Yeah. I know where they're supposed to end up.
Yeah.
I don't think Perin's too worried.
Okay. Slow and steady then for Perin?
Yep, slow and steady.
Okay. All right, so Albin, Kenrick, and Cadfile will test, but before we do that, why don't we see how Florence and Edrich do?
Horsemanship again?
Yes, please.
Success.
Hey.
Success.
Yeah, at the moment, it's not possible for Sir Florence to fail.
It's not possible.
Albin fails, so he goes up 1. Kenrick succeeds, so he goes up 2. Cadfile succeeds, so he goes up 1. Edrich
It goes up 2.
Or 2, sorry. Edrich succeeds, so he goes up 2, and Florence succeeds, so he goes up 2. Is that correct?
Yep.
All right. So Kenrick is clearly the leading person in this lot. All right. On to round 3. So you round a bend at this point and you start up the hill, but it's kind of like, it's one of those almost like switchbacks that's going up the hill.
Oh, but I'm not overly fond of playing other people's games. He says, out of earshot of Perin.
Yeah.
All right.
Sucks.
That's to suck. This is the only time.
Round 3. Everyone ready to roll?
Ready.
1, 2, 3, go.
Success.
All right. Successes. So 2-player characters, you both get up by 2 again. Kenrick. Kenrick's getting really lucky. Succeeds, so still up by 2.
He's going, man. He's going.
Kenrick
Cadfile.
might win unless it gets battled.
2. Wait, no, Cadfile failed.
Cadfile failed.
Yeah.
Mm.
I was looking at that. That was part of the reason I wanted the your numbers first. It breaks up so I don't get confused by the block of random rolls there. Albin goes up by 2. Yeah, he succeeded this time with 10. All right, so we go into round 4 of the horse race.
So he and Cadfile should be on the same level.
Yeah, Cadfile will be one more, because he failed, which is one step forward.
Gotcha. Okay. Perfect. Thanks, guys, for keeping me honest here. All right, I'll get you guys to roll for round 4 this time, and I will not yet.
Alrighty, let's do this. So close.
Would have been a crit.
Would have been a crit. We're in the same boat now.
All right, so Kenrick
2
by
steps
2.
forward.
Both of you by 2.
Kenrick.
I know, right?
I believe in you guys.
We need Kenrick to fail once. No, we need him to. Yeah, we need him to fumble. We need him to fumble.
Don't worry, guys. If you're not first, you're last.
All right.
We're gonna tie second place. Just you watch.
All right. This could be the last round, round 5. Or actually, it's the person who gets last is the worst, right? This is one of
Yes.
This is
Correct.
a childhood game, basically. Last
Correct.
one's a rotten egg, basically.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, perfect.
Last one is what's his name?
Yeah.
Last one is what's his name or
like
whatever his name is. Yeah.
I like this game. Yeah. All right. Round 5. Let's see it.
Oh, failure. One step forward.
Fail horse.
Fail horse.
Speed horse.
Same roll too. Oh, but Kenrick fails. This might be Florence's game.
No, Kenrick still wins.
Florence gets 2. Kenrick fails, so he goes up by 1. Edrich.
Is he at the end there, or is he one step from it?
He's got 1 more. Yeah, it's this
One
one.
more.
This one will technically be the
The
end.
half one is the final box.
Yeah.
So I need to crit. Florence needs to win, and all he has to do is not fumble.
CAD file fails. Albin fails. All right, so you're making your way up to the top of this switchback. This is a much thicker scenario up here. So let's do the last round, guys.
Come on, Space Jesus.
I believe in you.
Space
Yes.
Jesus is not with me.
Space Jesus is really not with you. That is
So
so
close,
close.
So very close.
Cat
Kenrick with a
file.
win.
No, he succeeded.
Catfile,
I
that's still
know.
a success for Catfile.
It's just a one,
It's just a
though.
lame success.
Mm.
As opposed to me, who got a cool failure.
Kenrick. All right, so Edrich, you're by 1. Florence by 2, right?
Yep.
So that's like
That's,
a neck and neck, basically. Like they would have finished
Yeah.
at the same time.
Mm.
All right, we're gonna end that in a certain way. I got an idea for that. Edrich, I moved you, right? That's where you should be. Looks like
Yep.
it. Yeah. CAD file. I didn't move him yet, right?
No, you didn't. He would be where I am.
Oh, right, because he succeeded. He moves by 2, and Albin moves by 2. So it starts to get close again. What's his name becomes a real risk here. So actually, not really if you count Perin. He did agree to the. So I see what's going on.
Perin did not actually. He's the only person who did not agree to the game. He asked
That's
everybody
what
if they
Edrich-
agreed.
Yeah, that's what Edrich noticed, like 1 second after he
Too
didn't
late.
see him gallop.
Yeah.
Yeah, too late.
All
That's
right,
what happens when 2 characters have the same intrigue score.
Thomas. For round 6, why don't you give us your roll, and then I'll roll for the remaining NPCs, and we'll see what happens.
Oh, bear
Oh.
failure.
No.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Oh,
no. Oh,
I
it's
will
gonna
not be
so
last.
close.
I need to win. I just need to win against Albin. I just need to win against Albin.
Oh, that's gonna be really
All right.
funny.
So before we close out, I think we need to determine how we tie-break Kenrick and Sir Florence, because that was the first tie-break, and then we'll use that same rule by. So is it like everyone's moving in? We see Kenrick and Sir Florence aiming to be the first. They're both riding in neck and neck. What do you guys think? Is this a horsemanship roll, or is this like a dex
Yeah.
roll, or what do you?
I would probably just do a straight up, like rather than a distance gauge, like a straight up contested horsemanship.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So this is Kenrick and Florence.
All right. Let's go.
Look at you and your smug little smile, Liam.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
Oh, easy.
All right.
Easy win for Florence.
Yeah, so Florence, you clear the end. You get just ahead of Kenrick. You see that
think-
smile leave his face for the first time this whole trip.
I think as Kenrick starts to believe he's getting victory, he's suddenly blinded by a bright light coming up next to him.
Oh my
You just
god.
see Florence just dashing past him.
All right, and then we go to the tiebreak for Albin and Edrich. Here.
Well, we're not at the end yet. So if we fumble, success for me.
Oh yeah, that's fair. Why don't we do this part first? So, because technically we're not truly in a tie yet, right?
Yeah.
So verse 12. Okay, so you both succeed. So now we go into the tiebreak, right?
Tie break.
Indeed.
Tie break.
All right.
Now here's where I fumble. Okay, 11 and 15.
You beat him.
8 versus 12. Excellent.
Hey!
Alvin sighs and hangs his head, and then he kind of looks around and realizes Perrin's not there, and he starts to smile, but then he kind of gets nervous. A lot of you start to form at the top of the hill. Perin, I'm going to need a single hunting roll. As long as you don't botch or fumble, you're good. You follow the trail and the sound of hoofs and... Okay. Fail's fine. Fumble's not. So you're good.
I live.
Yeah. All right. But there is something. Let me just pull this up.
I had a vision of your fumble, and it was just Perin laughing to himself, going, "Aren't I a genius?" as a bear sneaks up behind you.
He's lost somewhere in the woods. Like, I am so smart. It's getting dark, isn't it?
Liam, why don't you roll me a d20?
Oh, dear. Oh my god, the bear is here.
That was your horse the whole time.
That is not correct. Is a 20
Hey.
good?
Okay. Go ahead and give me another d20 roll.
Oh, dear.
That doesn't sound good.
You are facing 2 Merlins.
That's a 13. Double Merlin action.
Okay. Interesting. You follow ahead on the path, and there's kind of this one brief point where it's not clear what's the main path and not the main path. And you take it, right? And then you start to realize that you probably took the wrong path. And it's starting to swing into more like a narrow path, less traveled very clearly. But you see a light ahead, and you're like, oh, that must be the sun. Then, given what I'm seeing, there's probably a bit of sunlight coming through. I can probably still find my way through here. Traveling just a few more feet forward. What's your prudence, actually?
Ooh, it's a 10.
Okay. You're probably like, well, roll prudence for me, actually.
As a failure.
Yeah. You're probably
What's this light do?
You're like, I can probably, curiosity wins out here. I can probably take a look. Like, it's not going to cause me any problems, right?
Yeah, I don't think Perin's seen magic before, so he's not got the same fears about that Dallin did.
Yeah. You come upon this like open streamed area. It's almost like a very clearly an opening. You're correct. It was the sun. There you see this beautiful white horse drinking from the stream as you near it.
Wow. Incredible. He'll actually get off of his horse to look at it a little bit nicer. Does it look like it's got a pack on it, or does it look like it's a wild horse?
Looks like a wild horse. You're gonna aim to get closer?
Yeah, just a little bit.
Okay.
Don't want to spook it.
Okay. I'm gonna give you a horsemanship roll. I'm just gonna kind of test like your approach, right?
As another fail.
Perfect.
It's not a good night for Perin in terms of rolls here.
No, it isn't.
You see it turn as you approach. You hear it kind of snort, almost like uneasy. It turns, and as it turns, you notice the giant, majestic horn on the top of its head. This is a unicorn.
Oh. Should I test something to see if obviously I know what a unicorn is, but do I know anything about, like...
Fairy lore would be
Fairy
your best
lore?
bet, yeah.
Oh, that actually could have stood a chance, but no dice.
Mhm.
Yeah, so just a unicorn. Perin kind of like cocks his head at it. My, what a creature are you? And he kind of looks around to see if anybody else is here.
No sign of anyone or anything. You see it snort, and then it begins to kick up some dirt with its feet as it looks like it's about to charge you.
Perin will hands up and kind of back away and start to try to get back on their horse.
Okay. Give me a dex roll, because it's coming quick. I need to get on that horse.
It's moving. Okay,
Yeah.
I see. That's a 2 out of 10 success.
Perfect. So your horse starts to actually turn and take off without you, which is part of the problem. Like, it's not sticking around for this. You manage to get on your horse, and you notice the thing ride towards you. But as you start to ride away, it doesn't follow. Like, you turn the bend, and then it's gone. But you're left with that moment of like, I just saw something big. Like, this isn't, you don't know, it's not like every second person has seen a unicorn before.
Yeah.
And this thing, as it got closer, you realize just how big this thing was. It was probably like, stood an extra foot or two higher than your average, like, horse might. Your average war horse might. This thing was big. And it wasn't as clear from the distance, but as it got closer, you realize just how nasty this thing is. You can take a spiritual for free on this because you just encountered something particularly not normal.
I would certainly say so.
Wow.
So Perin comes riding up, I imagine, at some point.
Yeah. So we kind of cut to the scene. We'll kind of cut back to the group though to let them banter for a minute before that happens. Yeah. I'm
gonna go use the restroom real quick.
Sounds good. Yeah. Back to Edrich and Florence and the gang.
I recommend we wait here a little, just to let our horses get their breaths back, and then we should probably go looking for Perin. If he couldn't follow our tracks, then he's somewhere.
That Florence looks around as if first noticing that Perin has disappeared. So he was not here to see my victory?
No, he wasn't. In fact, he did not follow us at a racing pace.
Catfile looks nervous. Do you think he's okay?
I'm sure he's fine. If there are any dangers in the forest, we'd likely have heard shouting. Or at least as we were passing. But we should look for him regardless, once our horses have their air back.
Good. Wise. All right.
Now, on to the matter of this. So the person who proposed it obviously had no plans in actually joining in. So is he now what's-his-name? Because I'm not comfortable with, say, calling a member of this august body, who at the very least attempted.
Albin says, well, what do you mean? No, like, there's almost a fearful moment. He's like, no, he didn't make it, so he's part of this, right?
Indeed so. You are forever Sir Albin.
So Albin makes a good point. Perin is the last to make it here.
So we shall look for Sir What's-His-Name soon.
You hear the sound of hooves trotting now as Perin comes riding in. Is there any sense of adrenaline moving through Perin as he comes riding in?
I don't think so. I think Perin is like, well, yeah, actually probably, because they just almost got impaled. They're like, I mean, it depends on how long it took them to get here.
Like an extra couple of minutes kind of thing, right?
Yeah, I think they're probably coming down from a little bit where they're not like they're not tensed up anymore, but they're definitely still thinking on it. And as they arrive back, they're almost like kind of like, oh, that's right, we were doing this. I mean, it's like, so who lost?
You did. So What's-His-Name?
I wish that was the case, but I'm afraid I was not participating, sir.
Indeed so, but in your absence we decided for you. You know, as you decided that the race may happen.
I do believe I invited you all, but I think that I would be fine with taking that.
I was about to say, were you not the host of this endeavor? After all, you did invite all of us.
I considered myself more a referee rather than a host, but
you should have said so.
I am willing to concede, as I just had quite the experience.
What happened?
Well, after you all raced off, and I didn't go because I wasn't participating, I think I took a wrong turn, and I ended up by this stream, and there was this... Well, it looked like a horse, but I got closer, and it was far larger, and it had this magnificent horn. You could have sworn it was... I think I might have seen a unicorn.
Rick is nearly 100% sure that he's lying because he did a deception before and now he's believing that. Can he, like, check for any sign of deception?
Yeah, that's an intrigue.
Or it would be
and this
a
is a different
trusting
scene, yes.
versus...
Oh yeah, I like that.
Trusting versus
versus
suspicious,
suspicious. I like that
actually,
better. Yeah.
I'm
thanks,
already
Mike.
suspicious, but I want to see if it's a lie.
I think if your suspicion wins out here, you actually are gonna have a directed trade for suspicious of
Yes.
Yeah. Perin.
And I will say, for Florence's part, he is smiling as if waiting to hear the punchline of a joke that has yet to come.
That is a higher success for suspicious.
Okay, so so that means I won't give you a directed trade if the other one succeeded too. But I think you have a high enough intrigue where you can tell there's something a little different this time. It's not that you're trusting. You succeeded with both. It's more that there seems to be some signs of heavier breathing, like he's coming down from something. He looks slightly rattled, right?
You're not smiling as if you were making this up, but you understand that it's somewhat unlikely. You sound like my cousin.
It's not quite my story to, or it's not... It's my story to believe. I have no expectation or obligation. I'm simply telling you what I saw. You can believe it or not, but I don't see the advantage of me being dishonest here.
They all just kind of look to each other, and Kenrick says, I have no reason to not believe you. Other than, of course, this race.
Yeah, other than the whole race thing. Like
I didn't
Edrich says.
suggest the race. I simply organized it.
Of course.
Problem here.
Yeah. No problem.
You're
at
a
all.
bookie, if anything else.
Exactly.
Regardless, we should keep on moving. Now that we're all together, if this forest is indeed full of magical creatures, we might as well, be on our way.
All right. We're gonna go to a brief intermission. Take like 3 or 4 minutes, guys, if you need to use the washroom. We're gonna do this more regularly because I need to do that more regularly. So it gives me a water break chance and everything else. So we'll see you back in a few minutes for the continued part of the show. See you then. All right, we are back. Sorry for the wait. We're gonna try to do an intermission every session here from now on. So, thanks for waiting it out. All right, let's talk. So, our next scene is the feast in the county of. Actually, this is at a very specific castle. So let me give you the name of that castle. This is at. I forget the name because they're all like very similar names.
Castle of Ah.
Castle and someone died while writing it.
I think they were narrating.
Yeah. Let's see. Nope, that's the wrong one.
The one is here. Ah.
Indeed. Don't spoil yet. I'm not on that. I haven't shown it to the.
Oh shit. Whoops.
Yeah. Hold on 1 second. I just gotta look real quick. Okay, so this is at Lear's Castle in the county of Lambor. And
How do you spell that?
Leir. So your host,
Right.
and I'll go ahead and cut over to the Roll20 map again. Your host is Duke Adaris, the Duke of the Reach. Duke of the March, not the Reach. Uther and his group are present, including the duo and the one. There's Duke Corneus from up north. Duke Ulfius is also present, as is Duke Lucius. Shocker, but there's no Duke Orlois here. So the missing Duke of Cornwall is continued to be absent. So ever since Uther's taken his position as king over Logris and moved to establish himself as High King, Duke Orlois has played the careful game of chess to make sure that he is neither doing anything to Uther directly, nor is he supportive of Uther in any way that he doesn't have to be.
Everyone, including the dumbest knights, have recognized that.
Right. So as you ride in, you notice this is probably, I mean, you guys have all experienced, none of you were country bumpkins, or I guess you were, but you've traveled now, all of you as squires. You've been to feast as squires. Something very different, though. You know you're going to be seated at a table now, and Florence only got to experience a small part of that last year. So this is a big moment to actually enter, be called out a name, and then be able to find your place. With that, why don't you all give me your appearance tests? A reminder that you can opt to, if the appearance test is really important for this, you can opt to call on your passion first.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. For our first one.
I'm confident enough in Edric's attractiveness. Watch me roll a fumble. Success.
I'm gonna test my
Success.
honor. This is it. I earned this shit.
You earned this hotness.
Oh,
That's a failure.
Oh.
That's an
What does that do at
incredible
a 15?
failure.
Does it do a -5?
I don't think it does anything.
Yeah,
Let me give it
I
a
don't think it does. I don't think it gives you any penalty. Or maybe it does at 15. I can't remember.
Boy, I am
Turns
loving
out
Perin's
you
rolls
fail
today.
at honor. Yep, no result. No result for normal
All right.
passion. If it were
Appearance,
one
then.
more, you'd be melancholy and lose 1 point of passion.
That is a success on appearance.
If you failed that
I'm-
roll, I was going to say that you've taken over Mark's luck from the last game. So
I was about to say, yeah. We were just talking in the Twitch chat how Perin is now that dream was about Perin being the new scapegoat for Mark's luck.
Oh, on that note, everyone who participated in the race gets 5 glory. Florence is a victor. You get an extra 10 glory.
Hell yeah.
And Perin, you're going to get 5 glory for the unicorn.
Oh, good. Okay,
Yeah.
I still got something.
Yeah. Which,
Give me a quick
If you didn't roll a
second.
20 and then something else, probably wouldn't have been nearly as cool. So, there you go. That could have been, by the way, like a griffin or a wyvern. Like it could have been
Something
really
terrifying
bad.
and dangerous, yeah.
The questing
Whoops.
beast. It could have been really bad.
Just imagining our last character's reaction to that exact scenario. Questing beast, fucking great. Let's do this.
11, a 1. So we're gonna set you guys in order of your rolls. So 12, 11, and a 1. So Edrich, Perin, then Florence. How we're doing this?
Mhm.
All right. So this is the feast section of the game. I'm gonna make sure I describe these things because there's people that have never played this. We use the Book of Feasts for this section. This allows us to go through and do feasts in a little bit more of an elaborate measure. This feast is 3 rounds. It's kind of your standard feast. All the players rolled and passed their appearance, so we know that by passing their appearance, they are near the salt, which is where we've placed them. And your squires, which you don't have any yet, would be seated on the floor. Otherwise. All right, so with that, you see Uther, his son, so we see King Uther, his son, the prince. We're just going to go over the real important ones right now. Duke Lucius, the boy Duke. Every time I bring up Duke Lucius, I want to see what Zach's response
Caesar
is.
Jones' reaction.
Every time you mention his name, I think a chill runs down his spine.
The Baroness Pomponia as well. And the Duke's basically his seneschal who's representing him in the meantime. So
What a fun fella.
he is the guy that's been named basically to run the Duke's shop until the Duke's of age and planted there purposefully by his aunt, the Baroness. There's Duke Adaris. I think I have something for him. He is your host. And yeah, that is those are the big folks. I will mention because it'll be important for Winterbourne Stoke. The one known as the One is Gortrix. He is the bodyguard of King Uther Pendragon. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and start with the feasts, and y'all are here. Albin and Kenrick are both above the salt, or not above, near the salt, and Cadfowl is below the salt, but still not on the floor. So.
Alrighty. Now, before we begin, I have a quick question.
Mhm.
The family motto of the Winterbourne Stokes are Per officiam gloria, or through duty glory. We have a job to do, which is specifically to give this message to the king. Would it be poor form to do it now, or is it best to do it after the feast?
You can test courtesy for that. Find out whether or not it's poor form.
I'm bad at that, but I've gotten in with the people who talk to the king. All right, I'm testing courtesy.
You can always check with your group too. There might be someone that's particularly knowledgeable in these things, matters of the court.
Sure. In that case, I might do that before I take my turn. And Edrich will turn and go, "We've still got that letter. I admit I do want to dig into the food, but should we give it now, or should we wait until after the celebrations?" Who's good at courtesy?
Yeah, so you would know probably that Florence has shown to be pretty good at that sort of thing. Florence, you can test your courtesy if you want. There you go.
That's a success.
All right.
Very nice.
So you know that you could take this to one of the king's trusted. Probably his herald would be good enough, you know. Be the proper expectation here.
Got you. All right. With Edric's family motto being what it is, he would turn to the group and say, "If you'd like, I can go up and deliver it now. I have inroads. with one of the staff up there. With one of his circle up there, and he like gives a wave.
I have inroads with him too, you know. I saw him naked, and I'm not sure if you've done such a thing.
I want to look into exactly what that story's about, but I think I know.
I choose to leave it alone. My recommendation would be someone like the Herald, but if you have connections up there...
Fair enough. In that case, I'll be right back. Enjoy the feast. And unless there are any objections, I will use this turn to complete the mission.
Can Perin go with?
Sure.
Cool.
All right, so let's go ahead and start at the top with Edrich. So you are aiming to complete the mission. And what avenue, what approach are you going to do this from? Like, what's your goal here?
All Edrich needs to do is give the letter that was given to us and have it get to the Duke. To Duke Idaris, right?
Yeah.
With that in mind, he's going to try and take the advice of Sir Florence and approach either the Herald, or if he can't get the Herald, he is absolutely going to wave Sir Goratrix over and see if he can get him to pass the letter on. But yeah, I'd like to maybe make an intrigue roll to make my way close to the Herald.
Okay. Yeah, you can go ahead and give her a try. Please do.
Now, this is where I fumble. Okay.
Hey! What a guy.
Yeah.
So you're able to find your way over to the Herald without distraction?
Did you mention the Herald's name yet?
Not yet. His name is Sir Sadinal. You're looking for the King's Herald, right? He is here.
Yes.
He's the Dapifier Herald.
Dapifier Herald, excellent.
Mm-hmm.
You said Sir Sandal? Sir Sandal?
Sadinal.
Sadinal.
Yeah.
Sir Sandal. No.
Like
Edrich
that.
will... Yeah. Edrich will approach alongside Sir... And the nicknames on Discord are messing me up. Along with Sir Perin. And yeah, he's just going to look as proper as can be, making his way through the courtroom like he was born to it. Because he was. He is the Dandy Knight.
Yeah, do you guys want to re-nickname yourselves to...
Already on it.
Okay, perfect. That will help. All right, so Sadinal is renowned for also being pretty like yourself. Also known to be energetic and proud.
All things that are useful.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, Edrich approaches and from a polite distance goes, Sir Sadinal.
Ah. The Winterbourne Stoke. Seems to recognize
All
that.
right.
You're surprised like that he recognizes a...
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Edrich smiles. Well recognized. We come direct from the south, carrying a missive from Count Roderick.
Is everything okay?
It is. It's all in this letter, but he details that he'll be waylaid for a little bit due to ceremony, but he'll be up shortly. It is a message both for King Uther and Duke Adiris.
He takes the letter and nods and says, "Our host and king will both be quite pleased to hear that the Count is merely waylaid and is not to be absent. Last we heard of the Count, he had been injured in the battle. So pleased to see that he is healthy enough to ride once again."
Indeed so. He's in... and he just his fingers touch his cheek where he was slapped a couple weeks ago and fighting trim. But yes, thank you very much, Sir Sadinal.
Is there anything else you wanted to do in that moment, Thomas, before we cut over? Like, you delivered your job, but...
Honestly, not really much more than that. The reason
Perfect.
I did this instead of drawing a card was because my family motto is through duty, glory. So I did my duty, and through it, maybe glory happens.
All right. Well, then, in that case, we'll move. We're gonna move quickly through these rounds tonight. So we're gonna go next to Perin. It is Perin's turn.
Time. Perin's turn. I'm gonna draw a card. I'm very excited to start doing.
Remember,
stuff
you get one now, and we're back to only one.
Yeah, back
one
to
and,
one.
Why don't we shuffle the deck though, real quick? Actually, where is the deck? Why is it missing? I don't see the deck. 1 sec.
I don't know, man. I'm not the dex keeper.
I'm not the deck's keeper. All right, hold on.
My deck's keeper.
Where did it go? There we go. And we're gonna show the feast deck, and then we're gonna shuffle the feast deck. There we go. Now you have the feast deck.
Perfect. All right. Yeah. More drink.
Oh,
More drink. All right, let's see what this one does.
Another jug of ale is brought out. All players test indulgent. And then there's a thingy there. Table 2-2 in the Book of Feasts for the effects of the indulgent roll.
Oh my. Well, it looks like. I guess if we're bringing out the ale, we might as well figure out what food we're serving.
Yeah.
yeah. Hell yes.
Also, it looks like
in
it's
the meantime,
only.
I'll
It looks like it's optional
No.
for players unless you're indulgent 16.
the mandatory is for if you have another card, then you have to
You
do
have to
that
play
one
it.
if you've got
Gotcha.
16.
Okay,
Yeah.
you're right.
Okay.
Um,
So feast. Go ahead, Thomas.
Yeah, I have the Book of Feasts somewhere. I'm just gonna. No, I have the Book of Battle. I don't have the Book of Feasts.
Beef marrow fritters. That sounds awful. I love it. Frumentary boiled wheat custard. That also sounds awful.
And roast
I-
eagle.
And then roast eagle.
Roast eagle's good. I'll eat roast eagle all the time.
Oh, that makes me sad.
It's like
I
any bird,
eagles.
except bigger.
It's a very large, very buff chicken.
I'd say, I wouldn't think there'd be a lot of meat on that.
It's all muscle.
Let me quickly see if I can get an illegal copy of the Book of Feasts.
No.
I mean, perfectly legal.
And don't say that. We have
Yes,
one.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. I'm joking.
If you, I'm not too worried about the. I can look that up. So what is it? Table 2-2. I can do that real quick, and I can even paste it in here. So let me just pull that
Thank you.
side here. 2.2.
Buy your books, people.
The intoxication. Yeah, I have a legal copy, so we're good.
Support the creators. Do your
Indeed.
job.
Exactly, especially if it's something that you care about.
So I went to pull the snipping tool up, and I wrote nip and pulled up a picture of cheese nips on the internet, which is not the worst thing I could have pulled up, but I thought it was pretty funny. Like,
I wish I had remembered
Yeah.
to grab my Cheez-Its. I could have been snacking on Cheez-Its this whole time.
right? And that's just a slight reminder. Please sponsor us. What was it doing? Table 2-2, right?
In the meantime, shall we roll indulgent?
Yes, please. Why doesn't everyone test indulgent while we're pulling up this table?
Failure of indulgent.
Success on indulgent. That's a low success too.
Is that a good thing if you succeed in indulgent, or
I think I'm getting crunked.
my boy's turned?
Well, you're about to see on this table that I'm totally adding in right now. So give me 1 second.
Oh, indeed.
So I just have to go to.
Did we want to fail this? I don't remember.
Well, you're about to find out. I'm going to show you.
We have no idea.
This is the table that tells you what happened. So let's move this table down here. All right, so it's your critical success, failure, and fumble. Please apply your intoxication equivalent to this.
I wish I succeeded.
Ugh.
I'm glad I didn't.
Huh. Oh no, because failure is sober.
Yeah.
Yep.
I
So
love how you're better at
Oh.
flirting and
But
certain things, but it's like
Yeah.
I love the everything else qualifier though.
Yeah.
Minus 5
That's
to
actually
everything.
really
Exactly.
fun. That's Perin tonight, man. Perin is partying. This is his celebration. This is his frat party.
All right. So what was the card again? What was it called? More drink. Yeah. So yeah,
More
there's
drink.
probably quite a bit of. This is also kind of only the second opportunity we've had to celebrate since the victory last year, right, in Mount Damon. So it's a big deal. So did all of you who passed? Someone passed. Just Perin.
Just
Perin's
Perrin.
the only one who passed.
Wow. All right. So you're drinking, but you're staying relatively sober. Is that the idea? Was it? Was it
I think I'm officially drunk, actually.
He's drunk.
Perrin is
He's
drunk.
drunk.
Oh, passes a drunk. Yeah, yeah. The other
Correct.
two are.
Yes.
Okay. So the other two are sober. Sorry, I got that backwards. All right.
We're
Yeah,
Stone Cold
Perrin-
Sloper.
Perrin is just enjoying
Hammered.
the evening. He's telling stories. You catch him speaking to a couple of squires, and he goes like, "I'd rather have fingers than toes. I'd rather have ears than a nose. And as for my hair, I'm glad it's all there. I'll be awfully sad when it goes."
Nice.
Meanwhile, Edric's just like leaning into Florence, going, "I think he's in the dirty limerick stage of drunkenness."
That was an in-character giggle from him.
All right, we're gonna cut over to Perin, so you can keep that card for the genealogy purposes,
Hell yeah.
and we're gonna cut over to Sir Florence now.
When you say keep it for genealogy purposes, what do you mean?
Oh right, it didn't have a condition for genealogy?
Correct.
Yeah, it's just that.
I get some bonuses from it though.
Yeah, keep those for bonus purposes. Then.
Yep.
And it's Florence's turn to do what he should, but Mark looks like a robot. No, he's good. No. He's all pixelated for a minute. And again.
Yeah, he comes in and out, but yeah, it's fine if you move.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh,
No,
now
I was
he's
wrong.
muted.
Yeah.
We spoke too soon.
I don't think he's
Oh,
muted.
wait.
I think.
Yeah, it's the sound.
I hear him. Yeah, I hear bits of him.
It's the overall connection.
Oh no. Oh, he looks so upset.
Just that one frame.
Just gonna cut to a minor BRB real quick while I figure this out. Okay. We are back. All right, and that was the wrong screen, so we'll go to the Roll20 screen. There we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, hello.
We are back. We have Mark. He's alive and well. He has not been sucked into the digital landscape that it looked like his camera was suggesting. So
Yeah, not this time.
not this time. Mark, good sir. I think Florence was up. Yes, is it?
Indeed.
It was.
And I'm not sure I think we asked you what you wanted to do, but I don't think we heard because technical difficulties. I think they got in the way of us hearing your response. So yeah.
I think dear Florence here is going to follow in the footsteps of his half brother and see what kind of shit happens to him.
All right.
Pull a card.
Yes.
It's card time. Cards, by the way, are the coolest part of the piece. And
They really are.
when we transition to 6th edition, I'm really hopeful they made that even better, not worse. Like, I think it'll be a bolt-on, though. Oh, there we go. Chance encounter. Does anyone know what's the button you press in Roll20 again? I'm having a brain gap here, where you can take something that's on here, like a token, and then blow it up for everybody to see more.
I've been trying to figure out what that is too. I thought it was Alt, but it's not Alt.
Is it Alt S? Oh, that didn't work. I'm gonna ruin something, so I'm gonna stop doing it.
I don't think it works with cards. At
Okay.
least I haven't been able to get it to work with cards. I know it works with
Yeah, with like journals or notes or handouts.
I've seen it work with tokens as well. But anyways, not a big deal. Chance encounter.
We can make the card bigger. Wait, can we? I thought we could. Never mind.
Oh yeah, we usually just drag it. We do this, but I'm connected. But yeah, normally we just do that anyways. Resize it. All right. So a lady asked for your help. It's interesting.
Okay.
Advice for your help. Charmaine's at your side.
Based on what trait, skill, or passion she asks about or offers advice, or you offer advice for, I think you can get that skill. So it depends on the lady, and it depends on how you help.
Oh, all right. I think I know. So I think this is gonna be the Baroness Pomponia.
Oh boy.
And she approaches Florence. This is like, there's dancing, stuff's going on, lots of mingling. She approaches you just off to the side of the dance floor and says, "You, Sir Knight, your heraldry looks familiar." She seems to very much approach you closely, as if to press engagement immediately with you.
Oh.
And this is approaching Florence?
Yes, correct.
Yeah, cool.
Mm-hmm. Oh, well, I am humbled to hear such a thing from a baroness as yourself.
Oh.
I am of House Idmiston. Sir Florence. And he would hold his hand out for her and do the kiss it in a very gentlemanly gesture.
She holds it. You can give me an intrigue test. This is not this is not related to the card. Or it is related to the card, but it's not, you know what I mean? So you get what I'm saying.
No idea.
Okay. You're more absorbed in the moment than paying attention to what she might be looking at, I think is really what's going on here. Weird. So as this is happening, she says, "Oh, you're so courteous, good sir. If you wouldn't mind, I'm due for a dance." " 'Tis
This is a trap. This is a trap. This is a trap.
A dance, you say? Well, perhaps there is some way I might be able to assist you. I am always up for, spending time with a lovely lady such as yourself.
Okay. So she smiles and says, "The pleasure is mine, Sir Knight. Please lead the way."
And he does.
All right.
Enter to the dance floor.
All right.
And this will be a dance roll, I imagine.
I will give you the. You're gonna test dance to make sure you don't fumble, but it's you have, based on your previous intrigue roll, you have one of two options: dance or flirt.
Oh, it doesn't really matter. The same.
Yeah, your choice. They have implications behind them. Yeah.
I mean, it's Florence. He's gonna flirt.
Okay.
I like to imagine just cut over to Edrich and Perin, and like Edrich is grimacing, going, "No, no."
Aaron's going, yes, yes. If you fail, Florence, fail spectacularly.
Let's see it. Let's do it. I think Mark's having more.
Let your
wish.
heart out.
Oh.
I wish so badly I had a.
Wait. Oh, say again?
Having
He's
some-
Darude sandstorming.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Do-do-do-do-do.
Alright, things look... no, wait, never mind.
He looks like the Take On Me video right now on stream. That's pretty fun.
Hey, he's back, I think. Oh, no. He is
Oh.
gone. Oh, whoa.
Oh,
Whoa.
on his phone. Got you.
Yeah, I switched my phone. I'm gonna need a moment to set my stuff up, but I'll be back in a moment.
Okay, sounds
Gotcha.
good.
Now I'll make the flip roll.
Do you think it's your internet, Mark? Because you could do,
No, it's because it's Discord is really draining the battery of my computer, and it's getting really low. So I think it's having troubles.
Battery saver mode. You know.
Gotcha. Take it you don't have the ability to plug it in, kind of thing?
Well, that's the thing. It is plugged in.
Oh, well,
Ah,
that's
That's
alarming.
concerning.
Yeah.
that's very bad.
That means that it's not recognizing that it's plugged in, so you might actually have some kind of major issue going on.
Oh,
It's-
it recognizes it.
It
It's
just
just
doesn't charge fast.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
draining more than it can charge.
That does still seem like
nuts.
a defective
Yeah.
computer charger.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's a problem. I haven't got a new computer yet, so I'll get one at some point.
At some point.
Yeah.
Also, your hair looks. really
Usually
nice.
it's not fine. Thank you.
I know this is. I know this is unrelated.
You
but
look
it looks
clear
good.
in the on the phone, which isn't surprising.
It's a good phone. Alright, so, alright, here we go.
I want you to succeed, but I also
Larking.
equally want you to fumble.
I was saying I really wish I had a passion called Manhole, because I'd be rolling it right now.
More like Florence.
Oh no.
Oh, that's a pretty bad fail.
Okay.
Yeah, that's not good.
Okay. So all that means is
So there isn't a failure condition on the card itself.
no, but
I guess
there-
it just means you.
there's some additional
Yeah.
pieces here that I'm not explaining because failed the intrigue roll
Yeah.
prior. So
Yeah.
okay, I know what this is. So you know, she plays along. It goes really well. The dance is fine. Actually, I do want you to make a dance roll to make sure you don't fumble.
Alright,
Or if
let's
you
go.
critical succeed, it could have an impact too.
My god, if I crit. No.
Yeah, so it's not bad. It's not a bad thing. A failure doesn't mean you did awful. It just means it wasn't particularly impressive. But you wouldn't know that by her responses because she's almost overplaying it like it's such this big thing. But then there's this brief moment when the dance ends where she looks over. Oh no, there we go. Oh man. There's this brief moment where she looks over and she says, well, that was certainly kind of you. Thank you. She nods, her eyes are elsewhere, and as you leave the dance floor, you notice this knight in his middle-aged knight just glaring at you. But he doesn't approach. He just sips from his cup and then walks off kind of thing. You pick up kind of too late that she was definitely using you as an alibi to get away from this guy who's bothering her. But you don't have the context in that. You can, that wasn't the best rolls, but you have your card and nothing terrible happened. So
Yet.
Now, the wording on that card, does that mean he can keep the card, or does it mean it's only on a success that the card is kept?
Only
Is
on
it
a success.
separate? Got you.
I think it says succeed, the lady is by your side.
Right. Remains at your side. Gotcha.
Yeah, that's fair. That would have been really interesting. I'm sad that didn't pass.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
Yeah. But no.
Maybe Florence will have another shot at it.
Yeah, it plays out with some drama, so I think that's good. I mean, you could also play into that drama with intrigue if you wanted to from there. So we are going to round 2. Edrich.
Alrighty. Edrich, having done his duty, and sees his companions sozzled and punching far above his weight class, Edrich is going to join in. Edrich is going to draw a card. Host calls for a toast. The host rises and calls for a toast. This is courtesy. Oh god, all players opposed. The winning character gains +2 geniality.
Okay.
Alrighty, so this is all of us, and oh dear.
All right, just give me a sec, guys. I'm just gonna go ahead and modify something here. I need to, unless Mark, you're able to move your camera.
I can. Give me one moment. I'm trying to get the
Prop it
Twitch
up
open
properly.
so I can actually.
I know you are. Yeah, no worries. There we go. Yeah.
I'm at a -5 to courtesy.
Are you for what?
I'm drunk.
Oh, yeah.
roaring.
I'm smashed.
Don't forget you have a geniality from last round, right? Because
I believe so.
Yes.
you're by the salt, so it's a -4 then. And remember, you guys get
Whereas
bonuses
me-
for geniality. Yeah.
It's a good
Yeah.
thing Perin's real good at courtesy.
Indeed. Me, modified with my 1 geniality, my courtesy is at 4, so that's a 20% chance.
I heard a beep, but I didn't see anything. Last roll I see is dancing.
I didn't hear a beep.
Oh, okay. Weird.
But if you'd like, I could roll.
Well,
Hi.
this is the host calling for a toast, right? Are you guys waiting for me to give what the toast is, the context behind it?
Yes.
Okay, I apologize. I was thinking about that in my
Don't worry
head,
about
but I wasn't. So this is the Duke of Daris, right? He's the host, and he's basically just going to add something. So there's mentioned here, the Duke of Daris raises his cup and says, To our success from the Battle of Mount Damon, may we show the Saxons, including those recent, that we are here to fight and here to stay, and that they have no business on this island.
And Edrich, seeing that he's very close to the first, panics because he's way better at the written word than he is at saying things. So he just says, "To future victories." And let me roll my thingy. Failure, but not a fumble.
Okay.
And now you guys.
That's a test for everybody on courtesy.
Everyone.
Yep. Does Florence want to go since he's above me in the
Sure.
the stream?
Florence picks up his cup, raising it to the air as he said, "May God be on our side when it comes to fighting against those heathens. We shall strike them down, and we shall arise ourselves victorious."
Nice. All
Success.
right. So we got partial success, so that's at least worth 1 geniality, right? And then it's a winning character that decides this. So now it's Perin's roll.
Parents roll. Hang on. That's actually incorrect.
Ouch.
I still would have failed, though. I put the wrong threshold for it.
What would the threshold have been? Just so I know.
A 14?
Right. Okay.
No, it would have been an 11. Sorry. So either way, it would have been a fail.
Okay. All right. So, yeah. I mean, it's not a fumble. Do you want to? Did Edrich? Did you say what your toast was? Like, it was probably something.
He did.
Okay. Right. I remember it now.
Yes, it was 2 future victories. It was something relatively. It was the normal thing to say.
Exactly.
Nothing special. Nothing. Yeah.
Yeah. And then what's Perrin's look like then?
Perin stands up and goes, "To the future, that we stand in together."
All right. He's hammering. That's right.
And he sits down. Yeah.
All right.
That is 2 geniality to Sir Florence.
On top of the 1 for the partial success, right? So.
No, he's the winning character, so I think it's just
Just
2.
a regular success. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think
Because it's not a. For example, if I had rolled a.
I think you can get 5 geniality off this card. Like if you have a critical and you're the winning character, I think you get 5.
Oh no, it does. Well, I don't know. That is weird. Because what is the success in comparison to? Like, what makes a partial success versus
because
a regular
when
success?
it's a partial success, for instance, if Perin had rolled an 11, he would have gotten
Partial
higher than
success.
Mark would have gotten a partial success.
Yeah.
And Perin would have got a success and would have won.
Right. So the winning character would only get the same amount as another success. That doesn't make sense. Right?
Well, nobody else is getting. Only one person would be able to get a regular success. Everybody else.
Yes,
would get
only
partial
one
success.
person will be able to succeed.
So the winning character gains +2 geniality. Seems like
Unless you crit, in which case you get 3.
I think Thomas is right. It's worded weird on that card, but
I hear what you're saying. So yeah, it'd be 2 for Mark then as this success.
However, in the interest in the future and also boosting Sir Florence, I am 100% fine with it being 4 geniality.
No, we'll allow it. So because
I am also fine with 4 geniality.
Yeah.
No, 2 makes sense. I'm following because the person succeeding is always going to be the winning character. If you didn't succeed, but it would be a partial success. So I'm following. Yeah, and I think the bottom part's supposed to be like a table, and the top part's just like a general description.
Yeah, it is still weird.
Yeah.
It is weirdly worded.
Yeah.
Wordly weirded.
Good speech. Huzzah!
All right.
Yeah, definitely. God may indeed favor us.
On to Perin.
Perin's turn. All right. What are my actions that aren't cards? There's flirting, gaming,
Intrigue.
Intrigue.
And more food.
More food. Yeah, let's do another card. I like all those things, but not that much.
We love cards so much.
They're fun. How's the wine? You are asked to comment on the wine.
That's brilliant. I love that. And I love this in opposite to Rebecca's the Gathering of Branches scene where characters has never had wine and thought it tasted awful. I love to see how dynamic these cards are when you put it up against a different scenario like this. So let's see how the wine is there.
Test courtesy. If you succeed, your comments are well received and a courtesy check. If a critical success, your connoisseur's the connoisseur's comments are highly valued, +2 geniality. And if I fumble, other guests find your comments boorish, -2 geniality. Here we go. I'm rolling at a -4 to this.
Yes,
oh no,
-4.
Yeah, -4 because I haven't gone up another one. Oh no, I did because I partial success on.
No, you failed.
Oh, I did fail that. Never mind. Yeah, you're right. Here we go. That's a
Hell yeah.
success.
All right.
Perin just responds. He goes, "Oh, I think it's absolutely lovely. There's just the right hint of fermentation in there."
It's good to hear. Good to hear. With that, the knights look at each other and then they start to reach for glasses themselves so that they can toast. All right.
It's plain to see that that Perin likes it a lot. I'm gonna.
Don't drink too much, boys. You need to stay with your wits about you.
And then you just have Edrich going, "I know, I know that."
All right. Where's that leave us right now? On the track.
It is now
back to Florence, right?
Back to Florence.
Yeah.
Those group cards are weird because they throw me off and make me think that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, one more thing. You get an extra geniality for that card. Sorry about that.
Thank you. Thank
Alright,
you very
I'm done.
much.
Right. This is a number. I think Florence is going to draw another fucking out card.
Hell yeah.
All right, let's see it.
Let's go. Juicy Tales.
Yeah.
I guess there's some Juicy Tales to tell about a host or another significant. Okay. Keep this card. You missed the next round of the feast as you are off listening somewhere to gossip. In subsequent rounds, you may discard this card to avoid geniality penalty imposed on another card, or gain a +5 to intrigue roll.
Interesting.
Interesting.
I can't use this because next round is the final round, and if I miss that,
Well, what this it would mean missing the next round in trade for juicy gossip, a juicy tale of some sort.
Yeah, but he can't use the benefits of it because all of them apply to round 4.
Right. Yeah, you won't get the benefit. You will get the juicy tale. That's it.
Juicy tail.
okay.
Yeah.
I heard that.
But I don't blame you. You can totally pass on it too.
You know what it
I heard that
is?
someone
If I
was playing
could,
with
I
Baroness
would-
Pomponia.
Yep.
You know what it is? You spend the entire round listening to somebody tell a story about how Perin saw a unicorn in the forest.
No, it'll be worth your while if I'm not going to waste your turn. Like it'll be something worthwhile, but it's up to you whether or not you want to do that.
I mean, sure. Go for it.
Sorry, I should never clarify that because you never know what
Yeah, I don't know. It's a risk. That's the point.
Yeah.
No, I'm good to go with it. It is what the cards have decided.
All right, I got a plan for you. Then I have a feeling how this is going to work out. You're standing with Cadfile for a moment, Florence, and a familiar face comes over to you. It takes you a minute to realize The prince is standing before you. Cadfael nods and says, "My prince."
Ah, my prince. It is a pleasure to be graced by your presence.
Florence, is it?
Yes, my lord. Sir Florence of Idmiston.
I believe Edward spoke of you previously. Cadfael, I wanted to bring you up to speed on some things. Florence, if you'd like to come along as well, you may.
I would love to. It was always great to spend time with our dear prince.
All right, so we'll go back to the gossip. We'll leave the suspense since you're missing the round for it, right? And you, was there a roll on that one? No.
Nope.
So,
That was it.
do you have a tick on intrigue yet?
No.
I will trade you the +5 for a tick on intrigue then.
Done.
Yeah. So because you're going to miss a whole round for it and just get details, you're technically missing 2 rounds really then for that. So yeah, that'll amount to that. So Sir Florence is off the board. And one thing we didn't do last turn is actually go back to you guys at the end of the round to give you guys a chance to chat. So this is Edrich and Perin get a second together here.
You know, Edrich, you're really quite clever.
I try my best, but I'm curious as to what brought this on.
You just are. You didn't take you long to figure out, mate. I could tell while you were writing away that you had already put together what I was trying to do. It was clever. It was very clever.
You're very clever too. Granted, you showed yourself to be very clever, which, well, in a knight's game isn't exactly the best. But,
You didn't think it was fun? I thought it was fun. I mean, there's no harm in it, right?
No harm indeed. But it's definitely better when you're, let's say, playing your own game as opposed to playing one that someone else set out for you. And I suppose that's the knight's lot if you want to get philosophical.
I suppose. I'm excited to be a knight, but I can't help but think that I'm going to be... No. We're going to be the best knights that Logris has ever seen. We're going to surpass our fathers and our fathers' fathers. We're going to be exceptional.
So ambitious. I can only hope so. I admit, I've never really held many thoughts of being too exceptional very dear, but I would like to. The graveyards are filled with poor, exceptional, and most of all middling knights alike, but I would just like to live long and do my family proud. My king as well.
Well, you put that good mind to you. Wasn't he kind of taps you on the head and he goes, you put that good mind of yours to good use and I'm sure you'll do just fine. Would you
do the same.
Would you like to hear a limerick?
Yes, Perin, I would love to hear a limerick.
There once was an old man from Esser, whose knowledge grew lesser and lesser, and at last grew so small he knew nothing at all, and now he's a scholar professor.
I do like that one. That was good. I admit, I actually. And Edrich is going to spend some time showing you his poetry that he writes, because he is very good at compose.
Oh, that's adorable! Perin's not
Yes.
going to pay very good attention tonight, but he would be happy
That's
to read
all
it
right.
another time.
That's perfectly fine.
So at this point, Sir Blaine's approaches. This is the one that Perin made the suggestion about the wine to. Neither of you really know who he is, that you can test your recognize if you'd like to know about him.
It's Nick Offerman.
No, it's not Nick Offerman. I know who he is. He plays Carlton Lassiter in Psych. He's, hold on. Need to look this up.
No, you don't.
Okay, never mind then.
That's for later.
We've had enough waylays
Timothy
tonight.
Osmond.
Yeah.
There we go. Kane from Supernatural. Alright, recognize.
that's
what's
for
my
both of us?
genealogy?
That's for both of us, Bob?
Yes, if you'd like to know.
I would like to know.
You currently have a genealogy of 3.
I didn't include it, but I still pass. Yeah, we both still pass. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the man who's coming over to talk to you is the same one that asked Perin about the wine in the first place. But as you kind of see him again, you're like, oh yeah, he looks familiar. You realize it's Count Roderick's rival,
Oh,
Sir Blaine.
He's the one that my master thought, led the assassination attempt, right?
Yeah, there's a going buzz around that. The two were after Lady Ellen's hand in marriage. Both of them were. And Roderick was successful. So he says, I'd like to offer you a compliment again once more, young knight. This certainly is wonderful wine. Thank you for directing me to it.
I'm so delighted to hear that, Sir Blaines. I have to say, I'm pleased to hear that you're pleased with me. Have you met Sir Edrich? He's a very good friend of mine.
Lovely to meet you, Sir Blaines. The friendly smile has become way bigger.
He says, that heraldry looks familiar. Oh yes, I remember where I saw it. In London, this past year. Sir Gortrix bore it. In the duel, well, was to be a
The
duel
duel
anyways.
never was.
Indeed.
Quite so. Tremendously tragic affair, but fortunately, all in the past. Yes, I am his cousin, in fact.
He doesn't say much more to that. He says, well, he has certainly climbed his way into a wonderful position, one that suits him well. And I think it cuts over to Gortrix, who's currently got an old drunk knight on his shoulder, and he's gently carrying him silently out. As the guy mutters in protest, but he's too hammered to realize what he's doing. At that point, Blaine says, I've been looking about, trying to see if your count is present, and I haven't seen him here. Is everything okay? I heard he was wounded.
He will be along shortly, but as for his specific movements, I can't say. Forgive me, certainly.
Well, those battles were particularly rough last year. I lost many of my good men, including, one who I typically send out on my behalf, Sir Fabius. Terrible indeed.
My condolences.
Oh, it was a dear loss, that battle. We lost a great many of good knights. Great knights, even.
Too many.
Quite so. And I want you both to know that we in Lev Comagus consider Salisbury a friend. Should any of you wish to visit and stay along your path to London or elsewhere, please know that you are welcome as guests.
You are very kind to offer.
How delightful. I'd love to visit Comagus. I hear that your trees are lovely this time of year.
They are.
I admit, I've been once before, and it was very nice. Though, it is very good of you to ask about the health of our count. Should I tell him that you were inquiring about him?
It would please me if you did.
then I'll see what I can do.
All right. So that was my GM action for that round, and we're gonna go into the last round of the feast here tonight.
Very good, Edrich. It's such a night and day from Goratrix. I love him.
Yeah. Is that what courtesies look like?
Wouldn't know a subtle plot if a subtle plot danced upon his chest, dressed
Right.
all in neon purple, going subtle plots were here again.
I'm just gonna do one shift, guys. Don't talk yet, because I'm gonna lose you if I do. I'm just gonna fix Thomas's camera. It's not quite where I want it to be, and yeah, I wanna fix that. So give me 1 sec.
Worst part about living in
We're
Australia,
back.
aside from the spiders, there we go, is that I can't really see what changes happen on the Twitch channel until like 10 seconds after.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so that's fixed. I just fixed it because it was blinking. It was bothering. It was actually interrupting my ability to focus, having the camera slightly out of alignment. So it was
Sorry, man.
it was showing. No, it's not you. It was like my camera positioning. So it has nothing to do with you. You're good. So we're moving into round 3 here. We're gonna start with Edrich and then Perin, and then we go back to Mark for the juicy bits,
juicy,
and then we
juicy
bring
bits.
you back together. Yeah.
It's time to duel. I draw a card from my deck.
Manors.
Shit. This is terrible for me.
Never draw a card from the deck.
The old fart card. I see.
You've activated the trap card.
This is literally what did we have again? Was there anything that would? What was our meals? This must
Juicy
be the.
Tales would stop this.
This must
Yeah.
be the boiled wheat custard. It's doing this.
It's absolutely the boiled wheat custard. Okay. So, before I roll this, or rather, I'm going to read this out. Manners, you unexpectedly pass wind while the host or an important guest is speaking. So it was absolutely when Sir Blades was talking to me. It's just right at the very end.
All right, yeah,
With a success, with a success, I managed to excuse myself graciously. With a critical success, I'm adequately abashed, and the speaker finds it funny. What I'm going to do before I roll this, I am going to roll hospitality as a passion.
That's fair.
Okay. So on a failure, I get nothing. I just don't want to fumble.
Would you like me to let him know that you were asking about him? Yes. Tell him I said something.
I wish it was a 20. That would have been sweet.
Would have. I just go insane and start fleeing. No, on a 15 it would have been melancholy.
Oh,
Okay.
That shouldn't be
So-
that funny, but I am tired.
I do
Shouldn't.
kind of hope you get a fumble on this one though.
Fumble would be better than a failure in this case.
It's a power move. You're trying to intimidate him, so you just shit yourself right in front of him.
Okay, so hospitality, you succeed. I don't know why it's that. I mean, it's literally. I think we've been seeing this card before. Have we seen this card before?
I don't think we've seen this
We
card
have.
before.
No, at least once. I do remember it, but I don't think we picked it because we had a choice of two.
That's probably what it was. Like lots of cards you blow over because you can. I think it's one of the better parts about the young knights is they just don't have the ability to avoid these things, right? So, all right. So you pass, so you get your bonus, and now we see if you.
With my geniality and my bonus for being impassioned, this turns it from a 3 to an 11, which is 45% chance that I'm gonna shit myself.
Not quite that bad.
So that's
Just pass win.
I think it's
true.
still a 1 out of 20. Yeah.
1 out of 20. All right, let's do this. That's a
Oh
hit
my
with
god, that was
geniality.
so close.
So close.
All right. I just love that it's Blaine. So what's the failure? People.
People around you disapprove.
around-
So this is how the Knights of Salisbury conduct themselves.
You
like-
had such a good like badass line to leave off of too. Oh man.
So is this like? Is it?
Here's what I'm thinking. It's a courtesy failure.
Yeah.
So, I imagine that Edrich just doesn't act abashed, doesn't act apologetic. It happens. There's a brief moment of before he just gives him a nod and goes, "To your health," raising a glass of that wine. Exactly, Bob.
I think Perin,
Sorry.
slightly unaware, kind of turns and goes, "Somebody let a goose in here. Did you hear that?" And he just kind of stumbles off.
So does Blaine's catch wind of this, or is it just the people around? I think it's the thing.
I think that's up to you.
Yeah.
It is up to you. It says people around you disapprove.
I think it's at the tail end is Blaine's about to go, and and that happens, and there's probably like, I think to make it like properly embarrassing because it's supposed to be -2 geniality. It was like a group of young ladies as that happens to you. So it's just like, oh man, like it's just like it's an embarrassing moment, right? And they kind of you see them like gossiping and whispering, and then like giggling and stuff to it. So
despite not touching a drop of alcohol, Edric's cheeks bright red, just as he goes from "to your health," to "oh no, girls were watching, oh no."
yeah.
And he sits back down and he is going to eat his feelings away.
Gotta get that eagle, man.
Yeah, he is going to take his feelings out on that eagle. He's going to eat it so much.
And Blaine's definitely had like a nose turned up to you kind of ending to that, right? Like, because it's like,
I'll show him.
It's like, dude, don't involve me in your stuff like that. You know what I mean? 'Cause if someone makes a faux pas of any kind, the people around them are guilty by association.
Exactly.
Is kind of the idea. That's there. I got the words out that I intended for. First time tonight. So, all right.
Hey.
Yeah. We're gonna cut over to Perin. That turned into a much longer card than I expected.
Yeah, than we expected. Jubilation turned to flatulation.
You know, I'm surprised that never happened to Goratrix. That would have totally made sense.
Would have been super in character for Goratrix, and Goratrix wouldn't have even mind. No, with Goratrix would have rolled a critical success, and he'd have been fine with it.
I think Goratrix is probably looking at Edrich right now with like the anime one red eye just across the room, just like, what have you done? Am I have to throw you out? I'll throw you out.
No, it's not to that level. I'm sure Goratrix is just like, you're the one who's supposed to be good at this.
All right, feast deck.
All right, let's see it.
He's back.
A lady in you. Ooh.
You have a
Interact.
+5 to all things.
Flirting, I think. You interact with a lady. At the start of each round, you can keep this card or discard it. If you keep it, +1 geniality per round. You cannot draw cards while you keep this one. If you have this card at the end of the feast, you may petition the host to immediate permission to court her.
Do I have good news for you? It is the end of the feast.
It is the end of the feast. Okay.
All right, so
Perin has gotten married while he was drunk and he didn't realize what's going on.
So this name won't be appropriate, but I'm gonna roll this for where she's from. So
Sure.
This will be like her.
Oh my god.
So vengeful. So vengeful.
It can't be. It can't be.
Yes, Trevor.
Of Newton Manor.
It can't be. So it has to be Caerwent County.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah.
Where is Caerwent?
Caerwent is. Let's show you real quick.
It's actually the Lady Treffle.
Lady Treffel.
Treffy.
That would be her
Treff for what?
father, like I said. That's her father, and then Caerwent is where Duke Lucius is from.
Oh.
Yeah, Caercolin and Caerwent. So it's over here.
No,
yeah, I see
that
it.
is such a great role for Dagger. Like, that's insanely good.
So Caerwent's along the Saxon shore then.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, yeah, I'm down for that.
All right, so do you want me to roll her name? I can roll her name.
Sure, yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So I'm going to go to the roll table here. Kimrick, female name. Just give me a sec. It takes me a second to find these suckers. I promise I won't take too much longer. Oh, that's why I didn't have it in a roll table yet for this game.
Giving of 15 and vengeful of 18 is a remarkable cross section. Yes, Bronwyn.
Lady Bronwyn.
Lady Bronwyn.
Yeah. So she, let's see, interact with Lady Bronwyn. At the start of each round, you keep this card. You draw this card while you keep it. So is this a moment, like, what makes you interested in her? It's interesting.
I'm not entirely sure if Perin remembers. Is going to remember.
Oh, right,
but
he's drunk. That's right.
yeah, I think he's just like sat down next to somebody and struck up conversation. And, like, it went really well for some reason. And now it's the end of the feast.
Oh boy. Is this drunk Perin? Is this a drunk proposal? Is that what we're about to see?
This is a drunk proposal for permission to court the lady. Absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
This is gonna be a hangover situation where he wakes up tomorrow and he's married. You know.
Oh, we're gonna have to consult the roll charts for who that is once we get there. That's great. I love that. So, Lady Bronwyn.
I would just like to note, any other circumstance, I imagine Edrich would probably be all up in this, seeing where the chips are going. But at the moment, he's just embarrassed and like is eating his roast eagle, and he doesn't notice that one of his companions is getting married.
I'm just courting her, you guys. It's fine. We're Minecraft boyfriend and girlfriend, not real Minecraft boyfriend, not real boyfriend and girlfriend.
Not real Minecraft.
Not real Minecraft.
Okay, so I think she's also like drinking and good spirited. So it's like you guys are vibing that way. I think that's probably the connection, is you're both up for a little bit of mischief and having a good time.
Yeah.
Maybe even over the connect. Maybe you guys started connecting over Edric's little paw there, since you're both there.
Yes.
Maybe she's one of the ladies, and you guys just both kind of caught each other's eye and snickered, and then you started talking after.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
Anything you want to play out there? If not, we can.
I think we're okay to move on with this for now,
yeah.
but I do like the vibe of they just spend the rest of the night making fun of everybody.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
You would hear a rhythmic of his head just beating against the table as he talked about it.
Why did that happen? Why? Yeah. All right, so we're gonna go to Matic and Florence for this last bit. As the prince, you get a chance to talk to the prince.
Would talking to the prince give him a geniality?
Yeah, I'll allow it. Yep, makes sense.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I don't think. How do you talk to the prince and not get a geniality, right? I think.
Exactly.
Yeah. So people say you leave with him in private entourage. So he looks really flustered and frustrated. The kind of pacing. He's got a wine glass in his hand too. That didn't add any insult to it. There's no end to these devils. Saxons. My father's spies say there's another army. They landed in the east, right at the shores, Saxon shores, led by some new bastard Aeselwith. And he's just muttering, but you can hear him, and he's kind of pacing back and forth.
My lord, you seem troubled. I imagine this new Saxon invasion that you speak of is problematic.
Problematic. We have a boy, no older than barely out of diapers, barely able to walk and talk, and he's going to protect his area of the realm. My father has his sights set on elsewhere. We're to attack King Aele. Take the battle to Kent.
I see.
Then,
Well,
worst of all, no word of Cornwall again. Cornwall
that
is once
certainly
again
a
missing.
worry.
Sorry, I keep cutting you off, Rick. My apologies.
It's fine. That is certainly a worry. Cornwall has long since, not openly, but certainly have not approved of King Uther's actions.
Disloyal fiends, that's what they are.
I do not believe you are wrong in this statement. I would hope that they would come to understand that King Uther is, well, king. And they must respect that. It was decided before all of the clergymen and of the counts. Even if he had not voted directly, an agreement has been made. He should honor it. It is sad that he does not.
It worries me to continue our plans to attack. Well, we're being attacked. We're going to lose the support of Caercolin as they have to deal with whatever small invasion force reaches those lands. Which means that we are down 2 Dukes' forces in this battle that is to come. I just don't understand. Why was it so easy when Uncle took the land? Everyone took the knee. Now Father, he does much the same, but there are others, traitors, that won't do what is needed when it is needed.
That is true enough. They have strayed away from Christ's wisdom, that we are to be unified, like his 12 apostles. Instead, they are proven to be Judas among us.
Oh boy. Give me like a courtesy roll or orate. I'll accept either.
I'll do courtesy.
Well, I quickly look up and see what magic stats are.
That's a fumble.
Oh my god.
Okay, hold on.
Ow. Did you remember to add your geniality? Because you're pretty high.
Oh, no, I didn't. What's my geniality at?
If it's 5, you're saved.
If it's 5, it becomes a crit.
6.
Hey!
Wait, hold on.
Oh.
I did add that beforehand. It was 4 before, but then I added 2 because you were talking to the prince, and 1 because the end of your round. So I added that beforehand.
Yeah, it's fine.
So it would be 4. Oh, wait, it's fine? In that case, it's 21.
Yeah!
Okay, so you crit.
That's a critical.
Hell yeah.
God is on my side.
Oh
God is on your side. God and my bad bookkeeping.
Mhm.
I just want to see So he's temperate. I'm just seeing something about Matic here. What's his... Oh yeah, he's very worldly. Okay. I'm going to do a quick roll here. Okay, so obviously your words don't move him in a way, like in a spiritual way. But he says, you're very quick with those words. It's, well, Edward is your brother? He raises a brow. It's sort of like drawing a contrast to how different you are from
He
Edward.
goes, indeed, a half-brother, but it is true that we do share our father's blood. I think it is through that we carry a certain duty and loyalty to this land and to the crown. The true crown, of which Uther is its head.
I think it'll be that part that does it. So he nods and he says, yes, of which Uther is its head. Thank you. I think so what this was, I figured out, is this is Matic in, not Madness, but the one before it, Melancholy, is that what it is?
Melancholy.
He was
Melancholy, yeah.
he was in Melancholy, so I think you just pulled him out of Melancholy with that. He says, I know not the detail of Christ as you do and the church, but it is good to know that we have loyal knights and that those things don't get in the way. You're a good breed in Idmiston.
Thank you. Your words humble us.
Because I think Matic would be like a very opposite fix from Florence. Like he's like, oh, who is this guy? Normally, that was yeah. But I think in this particular moment, he's just happy to hear someone sort of back him. He says,
Yeah.
We'll make sure that you're properly compensated for Cadfile. It's the least we can do.
That is of great. No, I've lost the words.
Honor? Relief?
Yep. Oh, that is a great honor to receive from you, my prince. Thank you for anything you can offer to aid our house.
He nods back in turn, and I think we'll end there. I don't think he necessarily. I think I think. Remind me if I ever have to make a trusting roll with him with Florence. He'll have a directed trait now for Florence. He trusts him.
All right.
Ooh.
At 4. So if you want to make a note of that, because like I might not remember that exact moment. So.
You guys are
Yep.
directed trait official. Wow.
Indeed.
I know, right?
It doesn't mean he's
It's not quite Minecraft official, but it's pretty
No,
close.
no, it's not Minecraft
And
official.
this isn't a loyalty, just to be clear. It just means that when you speak your word, he's more likely to believe you than most people.
Yeah.
So
More of a trusted confidant than
Yeah.
loyal.
yeah, this isn't the friendship that like happened prior with Edward or anything. So
Yeah.
okay, so we're going
Not
to
yet.
Not yet. We're gonna bring you guys back together for the end of the feast. It's the 3 of you. It's about this point that Count Roderick and his entourage are welcome to the feast, so they've arrived, which you can tell puts a big relief in, and we'll bring you 3 together first as they're joining.
Just sadly, well, not quite sadly, but frustratedly eating the roast eagle. Edrich is like, I look like a dick out there.
Perin also kind of returns still talking like from a distance to Bronwyn and being like, no, of course, of course. Hi, hello, Edith. How's your evening going? No, Edrich. Your name is Edrich.
Yes.
Hmm.
Well, it's been better, but overall can't complain. Oh, what the hell, I absolutely am. That was the worst possible time for it to happen.
For
I
what?
blame the pudding.
For what to happen?
You know very well, Perin. You and, Bronwyn was it, was discussing it quite a bit.
I don't know what you're talking about. I have been somewhat inebriated this evening, I can tell, so my senses are severely lacking. I might not have heard anything that may or may not have come out of your rear end. I'm sorry, I'm done. That's it. I've got it out of my system now. I'm good.
Just like I did, apparently.
Have you seen Florence? Where did he get off to?
He approaches now.
At this point, wandering group, Sir Florence comes, a big smile on his face as he nods to his two companions.
My dear
Well then.
Florence.
It seems like the two
You look as radiant as ever, dear Florence. How are you? Did you have fun this evening?
I think we might be losing.
Uh-oh. Does
A
look like
little.
we're losing Mark.
He's getting into that.
He's going
surreal
into the...
painting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's actually a really good thing. I would have never thought of that, but that's 100%.
It quite fits.
Phone,
Walking
go,
away.
phone, Mark, go. Yeah.
I don't know what you say and say.
Say-
Alright, I'm back.
He's back!
Welcome back.
Hooray!
What did you say last? We lost track of it.
Yes, Florence was saying, well, you two seem to have had an eventful time while I was out. Tell me,
Perhaps not as... Sorry, again.
tell me, what has been going on?
Oh, nothing, mostly. We received a visit from Sir Blaine's. He was not unexpected.
He was very nice. Also,
Very
Florence,
polite.
you look as radiant as ever, and it is so delightful to have you in the company of us, the two of
Why,
us.
thank you, Perin. It means a lot.
Of course.
I appreciate your words.
Quite
I
so.
must say, I have had the most wonderful night. I got to dance with the Baroness and
Yes.
speak with our dear prince.
I also had a wonderful evening.
Truly.
Yes, Sir Perin made a new friend. Or perhaps something more.
I see.
That's neither here nor there.
I have had better times, but I'm more interested in what Prince Magic wanted with you. Is everything all right?
Oh, yes, indeed. It was more that he wished to speak with Cadfael, but he thought it generous enough to bring me along. It was something about another Saxon force building on our border. Some man named... I'll be honest, I don't really remember.
You, if you looked away for 1 second to rack your brains, Edrich has a pen and paper in his hand, and he's poised. He's got inkwell and quill.
How did you get that out so fast? Where were you keeping that?
You never know when you need to take notes. Athelwyn?
Something along those lines. I would imagine he is some Saxon of renown that is building up another force threatening on our border, or at least the one that the young Duke sits upon.
Ah, then he shall bite the ground. The young Duke?
The young
Oh
Duke.
no, yeah, young Duke.
The small one.
Duke Lucius.
Oh no.
You guys look over and you see the young Duke here.
He will be a courageous leader, I'm certain of it.
The Baroness Pomponia and whatever steward she appointed are most likely to be doing most of the leading, but yes.
Fair
I agree.
chance.
They are trusted in their work.
Of course.
But he also confided in me a fear that the Count of Cornwall, was it? I want to make sure I'm getting it right. Duke of Cornwall? Yeah. That the Duke of Cornwall's duplicitous actions in not supporting King Uther in any of his actions so far.
Right,
I simply told him that even among Christ's apostles there was a Judas.
At this, Edrich raises an eyebrow. You think Gaulois is on... wait, is it Gaulois?
Yep, you got it.
You think Gaulois is on Judas level betrayers?
Judas did not directly kill Christ, but was involved in his downfall. I think it is possible.
Let's see what Purdy thesis, what 30 pieces of silver might tempt him to attack Salisbury when our backs are turned. I don't think he'll do it. Not unless he's tempted.
But Judas didn't take an opportunity to stab Jesus in the back. He simply took an opportunity for his own personal gain to make a situation less comfortable for Jesus. For Jesus.
Would you like some water, Perin?
Oh, that would be lovely. I think I just started to get a headache.
In either case, I was able to reinforce him with words of loyalty, as I'm sure any son of Salisbury would do for our dear Prince and King.
Here.
Here.
Yes, that was good of you.
With this, Uther climbs up for the final speech of the night, and he says, "For all that have joined, I'd like to announce that we muster immediately. Send for your knights. We will need them all, for we march as soon as the roads are clear, and with whatever troops we may. We do not need those errant nobles, those who have ignored the call. No doubt they too are under attack from the Saxons, but I have yet to hear of Saxons as far west as Cornwall. We ride for Mirkrid Creek. And with that, we close tonight.
Yay!
Edric's not happy about being called to muster.
This is quite sudden.
Yeah, so we do our first battle with these folks.
Hooray!
I will show you real quick, and I want to show you generally where we're talking. I'm going to pull this up on the map and show it for folks on the screen before we close. All right. So that is not the right area. I gotta go here. Perfect.
I called Mr. Uther.
Yeah. So we are dealing with Kent and Celsiax is where we're taking the fight to this time.
Ooh, on the home front.
We're fighting in Kent.
Mm-hmm. And the rumors that Maddox gave are that there's an army that landed here.
Interesting.
And then there's also these two armies that you fought last year.
They're everywhere.
Yeah, that should be the vibe. You got it. Yep. 100%.
Should we be concerned about this? I feel like we should.
That should be fine. Yeah.
It'll be fine. We'll just kill a few of them.
All right.
As long as we each kill 10, we should be good.
10 soldiers? 10 companies? 10 armies? How many? 10 what?
Yes.
All right. Let's
Thank
do
you.
let's do some closures here. I'm Bob, the GM. This is our new campaign, Age of Uther, year 485, the Sword of Victory. That name, stay tuned. That name will become more relevant as we go forward in the story. This is a long.
We're gonna win a lot.
Indeed, exactly. That's exactly why. This isn't a King Arthur story by any means. Actually, this part of it is not. It's an Uther story. So, I'm Bob the GM. I run Pendragon stream twice a week, though the other one hasn't started yet. This on Sundays and Gathering of Branches on Tuesdays. Stay tuned to see, for this game, you'll see more of Excalibur, the Knights of the Round Table eventually, King Uther to King Arthur, and all the fun in between. In the other game, you'll see a lot more of the Fae and the Fairy and the other side, the Ladies of the Lake and Avalon, and magic in the realm.
I don't think it exists.
Yeah, exactly. So thanks for watching, and I'm going to pass it over to Thomas for his outro.
Hello and goodbye. I am Thomas, and I have been Sir Edrich of Winterbourne Stoke. It was really good to dive into the character, not for the first time, but for the first time really in depth. And it's wonderful to keep this campaign going, even with different characters. It's with the same people, and I love that. As for other things I'm in, do not perceive me. If you find me anywhere, just turn the other way. And that's me.
Fair. You know that makes people want to then dig into it, right?
No.
Using reverse psychology.
Yes, I'm using reverse psychology. Follow me on Twitter.
Mark, we need you shifted the other way. There you go.
Oh, hi. I'm sorry, I didn't see you there. I was just checking out the handy dandy Discord. By the way, did you know we have a Discord? Come check us out.
Yeah.
It's full of all kinds of bullshit. It's great. Come join us.
So I don't see Discord that often when I'm running the game because I have the cameras launched there. But I'm pretty sure you zoomed in on fart jokes if I read that correctly on your screen.
He did indeed.
Yeah.
That is very true.
Yeah.
Should be.
As it should be. My name is Mark. I've been playing Sir Florence of Idmiston, my golden boy. And you can probably find me online in a few places, but I ain't gonna tell. And I have a few projects and stuff coming up that you may or may not hear about. We shall see.
All right.
Bye.
And Liam.
Bye. Hi, everybody. I have been Liam. I was playing Sir Perin of Durnford, which is, I'm going to have to get used to saying that. I had a wonderful time. I'm so excited for this campaign. I'm so happy to be back and learning all our new characters, including my own. Please come visit us next time, because I cannot wait until next week.
All right. Thanks everyone for watching. We're gonna go ahead and close here. Stay tuned for more. There'll also be some ways to join in on the Pendragon fun. If you're interested, please join the Discord. Show your interest, and you might be able to play along a little bit. Thanks for joining, and we'll see you next time. Take care.
Bye.
I waved for far too long.
You did. I'm watching the stream right now. I see you starting like ages